Hello and welcome back to your new favorite podcast, MMR Talks. I am your host, Johnny. Hello and welcome back to your new favorite podcast, MMR Talks. I'm your host, Antonio Wakaweli, joining in today, of course, for all the way from the Shorty Syndicate, Mr. Shlomo Bo. Shlomo, how you doing?
How are ya? Doing well.
Don't touch me, motherfucker.
You'll get touched 3 ways to Sunday.
Everybody betrayed me. I'm fed up with this world.
I need to know what this is from.
Happy Halloween, everybody. It's Halloween for us and Halloween for all of you whenever you're listening. And speaking of the lover of Halloween, who do we got in the set today sitting this side?
Oh, yeah.
This will be Judge Gideon Griggs from the town outside of Salem from the year 1684. Just coming to, spread the good word and tell you that witches are bad.
Indeed.
Played by who?
Played by Mr. Jordan Fussell, your favorite photographer, the best photographer in Boston. That's not trademark. Sorry, Brian and Ryan and all my other photographer friends. Love you so much.
Well, welcome back
Shots
and
fired.
thank you for joining us on this.
Shots fired, baby. I'll keep this thing holstered. Don't worry. Safety's on.
Well, good. Loaded?
Now it's on.
Locked? Not loaded.
There's one in the chamber. Don't worry.
Just one.
Just one.
Can
One's
you all
you
just go together, please?
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Jordan, thank you for joining us here on this Halloween. So before we hop into the main topic, what's up? How's everybody been since the last time we were all together? I want to start with Jordan. They wrap up?
I've been great. I did New York Fashion Week. Had a wonderful time there. Got a really good experience. I did 22 shows and took over 25,000 photos. I'm still not done.
Damn.
I'm still not done going through them all yet. Which I feel really bad because my friend who I went with has made an entire magazine for it already. He crushed his edits.
Yeah.
Then came back. The last time I was here, I mentioned that I was in a movie. That movie has since wrapped production. We're good. That's finished. And also, I am in deliberation right now to get a promotion at work and make a lot more money. And that's what we need.
That's fire. That's fire. Good stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Always. Shlomo, anything new with you?
Let's see. Nothing crazy, Still working on the 9 to 5, the 5 to 9. Yeah, man. Enjoying the holiday season so far. Usually, I work from straight up usually in the summer I'll take a nice little break, and then as soon as mid-August all the way through New Year's, it's just balls to the wall, work, and then I go on vacation, which is interesting. We're planning a trip, Vo and I, to Vegas, to the Spear to
Again?
see camel fat. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. January, every year I go to Puerto Rico from right around a week after my birthday, so that's still in the works.
Just a jet setter over here.
There you go.
Yes, that trip is there, but then the week before, I'm going to force it and go to Vegas for the weekend.
Nice.
So
wonderful.
We got to tape as much as we can in that short amount of time.
That's right.
For season 9, which is still some time away.
Damn.
Yeah.
9 seasons. So you're doing better than Community.
Oh, suck on that, Community.
That's right.
Much more memorable than Community. Ha! Gay! The only line I know. I'm sorry. It's the only line I know. Let's see. Anything cool with Antonio Wakaweli other than, the thing that I hate about...
You better mention it or I'll mention it.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Well, the thing about taping as many shows in a short amount of time, I think it was last week we taped 3 shows in a span of 8 days, which we've not done since season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very refreshing. We're back in the swing of things. So Shlomo wants me to mention it, so I guess I will. I just was blackmailed recently. Some news of mine came out, and I called a friend. I have to get on top of that, and I'm not going to let people destroy me with my own body. It was also my birthday recently.
So is this another way of saying that your OnlyFans leaked?
Yeah, it was devastating.
It's not leaked if you can, buy it.
This is his, shameless plug to follow him.
Yeah.
At Antonio Town.
Hey!
Ooh.
Antonio Town.
It's just toes and feet pics.
There you go. Hey, it's a market.
The band is going to sue me.
Juicy Filipino toes, dude. They sell like hotcakes online. How do you think
How
we
would
fund
you
this show,
know?
dude? I see the numbers.
It was my birthday last week. It's so funny. I kept thinking that, oh, man, I'm turning 30 this year. And then I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. I actually got to take these off. I bought these from the dollar store. I don't know how long these can make contact with my eyes. I don't want to go back to the hospital now, do I?
Dude, those shades, whether I used to think it was hilarious, baby shades, like the little ones.
Oh
like
yeah,
a
super
grown
tiny.
person.
Look like the
hilarious
tinted
for
ones.
about 10 minutes, but then like they squeeze the hell out of your head.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, I was thinking Neo from the who Lawrence
Morpheus.
Fishburne. Yeah,
Morpheus.
Morpheus. Yeah,
Yeah.
those tiny ones.
Mhm.
But had a wonderful. I actually got some wonderful presents. Super Mario Party Jamboree. Can't wait for that. Maybe we'll make a game night out of that.
ooh.
I'm all like, I'm at that age now. I'm like, I'd like some practical things.
Mhm.
I'd like some new sheets for my bed, please.
Yeah,
I recently ordered new sheets.
I need
on
new
Prime
I got
Day.
some new
I,
sheets.
want to have I want to be that person who has like sheets in rotation. So you have like one set, and then you just wash one, and you just put the other ones on, and you're good.
You don't do that yet.
Yet, by the time that this episode
Exposed.
airs, I will 100% have those sheets for any ladies who are listening.
Please tell me you're not a zero sheets kind of person.
Oh no, I 100% have sheets.
I've seen that.
There's some people who sleep on the mattress.
Listen.
Yeah,
Listen.
I've seen it.
Dude.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I've been in many
The struggle's real, that's
trap
all we can
house
say.
apartment buildings where you're like, yo, what are we doing here, dude?
So it just depends on how like good the sheets like hold you bed. Sometimes you just get real lazy. I'm not going to deny that. There have been times.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna wash them first. They look good. I think they're like a nice. I love blue. I think it's just that shade of blue, but maybe a little more metallic.
Yeah.
Because I wrote on my list either black, gray, blue, tanned, or maybe brown.
Black, you know what I'm saying? If you get a little
Hot.
frisky in the sack, I
So-
think that
a little bit,
some
a little bit.
schmutz would definitely show up.
However, I will tell you right now, as we are all gentlemen here, blue sheets, sheets, that's a red flag. That's a red. That's a red flag.
Really?
Yes.
For a woman?
Yes. When we'll look at see the blue sheets, be like red flag. Don't know why.
Did they
it's qualified as a
explain
red
why?
flag. It's something
Maybe
about the
it's a-
psychology of blue sheets.
it's a gender
and
thing.
Something just kind of just being like a fuckboy like kind of thing.
Oh,
is-
you're saying for
yeah.
men with blue
yeah,
sheets.
men with blue
Yeah.
sheets. It is for women. It is a red flag. Like
Did not know that.
Yes.
Foreshadow to an episode coming up later this season. Wink, wink.
Love making.
We're just really getting
That'd be a
in-depth
great
on the
episode.
topic.
What
Just
if,
telling stories like
What
one
it-
time.
God, who do we get to do it? Well, hey,
We gotta
man,
get the
hey,
freaks
boss.
on there.
Yeah.
dude.
Uh,
Freakazoids.
I can call some people.
I would want to do. You ever seen those like shows where it's it's like usually like crime related and it's like a
True
silhouette
crime?
of a person. They change their voice to talk.
Yeah.
I would do it if I could essentially be that person, even though everybody would know it was me.
So this
Yeah.
one time we were in the car, and then we started getting it. The windows were all foggy, and the public shuttle came out, and everyone started knocking on the windows of the shuttle end of the car, and we had
shuttle?
to stop.
The back of the.
Well, I wonder who that
MBTA
could have
bus,
been.
dude.
Oh boy.
Sheesh.
But no, yes, Super Mario Party Jamboree. I actually got a nice, lovely window box from my father. My mom lied. She goes, "He made this himself from recycled wood." I go, "He did a really good job." Because I can tell this wasn't made factory because I can see the imperfections here. I go, "Dad, you made this?" He goes, "No."
You should have said he did, dude.
Yeah.
I know.
I have
Lying,
a surprise for you, my
lying's not an
friend.
accolade trait.
I didn't want to do it on the show. We'll do it after the show, but there's a surprise that I'll.
You're getting ready.
That's right.
So,
Kind of surprised.
it's a BB
Hey.
to the back of the head.
Just like in the movie.
Yeah.
We always say it on every episode, but it just remind me of that JFK meme. I
Well,
say it every week, dude. I feel
every-
like I've told you this already.
Every
might have.
week.
Yeah, it's. I saw a meme years ago. It was just like, "Yo, what if JFK's head just did that?"
just randomly explode on its own.
Sorry.
I wonder if that's going to be the new, because I know you weren't here. Jordan wasn't around for all this. We did an episode all the way back. Episode 2 was perceptions, and it would always get brought up somehow.
Okay.
And that was like one of the running gags, along with, I just remember we did comedy with Seamus and James, and he goes, "I saw this tweet," and then he said the story, and that's just been kind of going forever. We brought that was a morning show reference, but
We got to do memes again. I think we did a morning show on just straight up memes.
Hell yeah.
You know,
I think I don't remember. We must have done other. Maybe that was a monoculture episode. Fun fact: monoculture. That's the episode we were talking about the Shorty Syndicate. That's where this outfit comes from. Not really, but something that I have
It's the
noticed.
lore.
Shorty Syndicate. You know what a syndicate is?
Yeah, I know what a syndicate is.
Remind me.
It's essentially a group of people that join together to accomplish a shared goal.
Sounds like socialism to me.
Well, there's definitely a social aspect.
Democratic socialism.
Yes, the Shorties Syndicate.
Yeah, I'm down.
It's Halloween, everybody.
Shawty.
It is our favorite. It is our favorite time of year here at MMR Talks. It's the Halloween special. The Halloween special is the beginning of all the other specials moving forward. So, let's just dive into the main topic at hand. Before we go into that, let's talk about these costumes. So, Shlomo, I want to hear how this started, and then we'll L this.
A lot
way.
of thought and really intentional planning went into this fit. I was shopping at the It's a Party, iParty.
That's where this came from.
No, I think it's a Party.
Is it
iParty is
IZZA?
gone, I think.
Okay.
I think
Right?
it's part.
Maybe.
I think Party City and iParty.
The Party City.
Party City is the go.
Party
is the
City
one,
is-
the major one.
yeah.
That's still around.
I'm at the spot in Quincy.
Okay.
Probably Party City.
Okay.
Oh, that's Party City.
And I'm sure the place is jam packed. And you know
Is
what
that
I
time of
saw?
year?
I walk in. You know those like statues of skeletons that are like 50 feet tall?
Yeah.
I saw one that was maybe 10 feet tall. $400.
Yeah, they're expensive. Yeah.
No, and this wasn't like the big, huge. I'm like, damn, dude. People. So anyway, I'm walking through. I'm looking around.
Reveal. There's one
As
outside.
a man with a beard, as you know,
Yes.
it's limiting. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
True.
sort of cater to that, unless I want to shave it, which I'm not really down with.
No.
Bearded
And so,
lady.
I'm walking through and I see this one sort of, item. And it's a man with this holster, right? Strapped up, dashing young lad. And I believe it said not mafia. but-
Mafioso.
not a mafioso, but some sort of like mob related person.
Well, like
Yeah.
a gangbanger.
I don't know if that's the
No, not a
That's what they used to
gangbanger.
be called. That's what they used to be called.
There was another one that cracked me up. It was called Yuppie Psycho Killer. And it's
Yup.
basically just a guy with an axe.
Yeah, that's
It says
that-
Yuppie
oh,
on it,
American Psycho.
American Psycho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but they call him a Yuppie in the show.
Yes, they do
In the
call
movie.
them
Well,
yuppies.
he is.
Yuppie
Yes.
Psycho.
Yeah, that fits.
Oh, I was cracking up. I'm like, dude. And I'm like, I hate Yuppies. So I'm like, I
Oh,
can't.
did you not get the reference?
No,
Oh.
I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, wait, they really know that this area is getting gentrified when they're straight up appealing to the yuppies. I thought it was crazy, but I was like, I can't be a yuppie. So then I keep going. I see this holster, and I'm like, you know what? Last year I went hard in the paint, literally in the paint.
Going hard.
I
in the
had-
paint.
It's not mascara, eyeliner.
Yes.
And it was one of the most traumatic experiences I've done. My mother helped me put it on, like with literally a pencil in my eyeball.
Yep.
Shlomo, you were Abraham Lincoln last year.
No, I was Captain Jack Sparrow.
No, that was 2 years
Was
ago.
that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh.
It still haunts me. And so,
It was just like yesterday.
well, dude, after that, I'm like, all right, I don't want to do any sort of face paint. I've done masks before too. Not a fan, especially you're at parties, you get sweaty and everything,
And the smell.
So I saw this. I'm like, I could look nice, dress up. And I already have most of the gear. And I forgot, I got the Glock, dude.
Yeah.
This disclaimer, this is not real. It's a little BB gun, but you know what I'm saying?
He's not practicing safety. He's pointing. This is not
It's on
real.
safety.
It's not loaded.
Not loaded.
But yeah, so I had the strap, and then I was like, you know what? And I had this.
Mhm.
This thing-
Vernacular. That's a doiby.
So it's and the guy in the photo, literally white shirt, black tie, hat. This. I'm like, all right,
I can do this.
easy game.
So you're a little mafia foot soldier. You're the
Yes,
intimidator.
Shlomito, the Don.
Solomito the Don.
Yes, sir.
The title.
How about you, man? I need to know. I mean, you've mentioned it a couple times.
Who? Me, little old me. So, well, the
I know what
past-
you are. You're a radio personality, Howard Stern.
Asshole. I am not Howard Stern, but I will ask: How many times a day you take a dump?
Once or twice.
I just wanted to try this.
That's all.
Which is
How long's your wiener? No, I am not Howard Stern.
long enough.
Let's see, too
do the
long.
job.
Too long, frankly. Too long. Thanks for everything. Too long, foo. No, I am. There was a film that came back. I don't remember if I recommended it on the show before, but I've brought it up multiple times. I am Johnny, aka Tommy Wiseau, from the cinema masterpiece The Room. Specifically, maybe you've seen. I am wearing the outfit during. I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
How have you not seen this
Never
movie?
seen it.
It is critically acclaimed for just being the most one of the most infamous bad movies of all time.
But
a
it's
horror
great.
movie?
Yeah, but it's a
No,
cult
it's
classic
great.
now.
It's great. Is it like
It's so bad it's great.
On a side note, I'm just looking at how you look right now. I noticed at a wedding recently, the look of like suit jacket and just like
T-shirt,
t-shirt underneath.
very popular.
Yeah, that's in.
It's very in.
How do you feel about that? I don't know.
At a wedding, unacceptable. Even if you're attending, unacceptable. This is what I wear, except I wear a different jacket. This is almost what I wear for election night coverage live on Mass Music Radio starting at 7.
I thought, I'm like, I see it sometimes on newscasters or like even for sports. It's like, if you're like an anchor, like you're in front of a camera, especially, you should wear at least a button-up shirt, tie, optional. But
Shlomo,
I just want to point that out.
it does feel pretty good.
I think anytime you wear the sport jacket, you feel good.
You feel
anything you put
powerful.
you feel good.
Yeah, so I'm Tommy Wiseau from The Room. It's a fantastic movie. I haven't seen it, and the reason why I chose this costume was it kind of leads into one of the questions that we'll be talking about is what articles of clothing do I already own? And then I'm all like thinking, I still have that short list that's been passed on year after year. Patrick Troughton's Doctor Who, Voldemort, the Phantom of the Opera.
I don't think I've done it on the air, but I've recycled my chef's costume from Quincy High's culinary department.
Oh, okay.
Like several years, dude. Easy.
Well, next year.
I gotta find it, dude. I have the outfit. I just don't know where the hat is. I had a big old like baker's hat.
Funny enough, you can actually get them in Party City. They're in like the catering section.
I know. Mine had my name on it though. The jacket.
Oh, nice.
Pretty
nice.
sick. Pretty
Felt
sick.
like a real chef.
I did, dude. I was a chef. I was an aspiring chef.
How little
chef.
things change, though. I might. How little things
I'm
change.
still cooking. Dude.
So cooking it up.
Honestly, in my opinion, I was just telling Mrs. Bow when I came in. I said, well, I finally put this costume on today, and when I looked at it, I'm all like, I have become this character. This is probably like, it might be the 5 years we've been doing Halloween specials. This probably might be my favorite costume.
Really?
Really, the only thing that I had to buy was the wig and these glasses from Dollar Tree. Everything else I already had. So
There you go.
I was for Jordan. Year 1, I was a French Yellow protester.
Okay.
Year 2, I was a nun. That was a great one.
Good.
That was
Good.
a classic.
Year 3, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber Fleet Street.
Beautiful musical. Love
Yes,
it.
it is. Yes, it is. Last year, I was Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction.
Okay.
And now this year, I'm Johnny, Tommy Wiseau from The Room.
Do you remember what I was all the years?
I do, yeah. So first year you were, because I didn't do drugs, so I remember. So first year you were.
Shots
Oh, then who
fired.
were you the first year?
You don't remember?
I do.
Neither does he.
I was from a movie that is one of the best.
He's
movies
looking for
out there.
clues. He's
It's
looking
one
for
of the
clues
best
down here.
movies out there.
You were
Al
Carlito's
Pacino.
Way. You were Carlito's
Scarface.
Way.
No, Carlito's Way, dude.
Did
Al
you hear what I
Pacino,
said?
dude. It's a. I don't want to say it's a super well known one. By
Is that
him.
the one where he pretends to go undercover as a gay man to find out who's been killing other gay guys?
That's a good question.
I don't think
Here's
it
the
is.
thing. I did the fit, and I was not what I wanted to be. And I think Chris was like, "Yo, you look like Carlito's Way." I'm
Oh,
like,
he was trying to be Adam Sandler and Uncut Jules.
Oh, yeah, Uncut
Gems.
Gems. Yeah.
Okay.
Looked nothing like it, and I was like, "All right."
Okay.
But I had mad long hair, so kind of like yours, but I slicked it back.
He
Yeah.
did. Yes, he did.
And Chris
Picture
was like, "You look,"
seen
and we
here.
looked at the picture. I'm like, "Oh shit, I do look like that." But
I
then
was
I
gonna
kind of
be
had to
this.
pretend that like I was seeing the movie. I'm like, "Oh yeah, great film." Just completely pandered for like the first 10 minutes.
There you go.
We weren't gonna like hold you
No.
down to it. I think then you were a surgeon. Year 2,
Classic.
Year 3, you were Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow. Last
Lincoln
year
last
you were
year.
Lincoln, and now this year you're a mafioso footman,
Yes, sir.
foot soldier.
I'm not a foot. I'm the Don, dude. Come on.
You're the Don. Okay, I'm just going off the costume. Jordan, I think you already said, but who are you this year? What made you pick it? And what have you done for the last couple of years before we go to the interview section?
This year I am the costume that I wore in the movie that I was just in for my character, Judge Gideon Griggs. I was the judge of the town. And I don't want to say any more about who I was as a person because that's just going to really spoil the entire movie for y'all. I don't wanna do
it's
that.
coming out. It's
It's coming out next year.
Next Halloween. Next Halloween.
Actually, hopefully, yes, probably next Halloween. So editing takes so long.
Yep.
Year before that, I was Michael Myers. If you actually go to my Instagram, you can actually see the photo shoot that I did as Mike Myers.
Plug it right now. Plug it.
And at Jordan Jevis Photography. And I did a whole like nature like fun shoot, and it was a lot of good times. I remember going to a party that night, like as Mike Myers, and I was in the middle of the dance floor, mask on, jumpsuit, had like my little like toy knife and everything. and I would sit there and I would dance, and nobody could see my eyes, but I could see out to everybody else. So I would like sit there and dance, and then I would watch as people try to point me out and be like, "Yo, that dude looks like Michael Myers." 'Cause, I'm tall, so like,
Yeah.
Were you wearing the mask?
Yeah, wearing the mask and everything.
Right.
And so I wait for them to point me out, and right the second they point me out, I just
Stop dancing.
stop in the middle of the dance floor and just stare at them. And it was like they were just like like the entire time. It was great.
Heebie-jeebies.
And then the DJ played the Halloween theme song, and like I got a little circle for myself, and I threw it down real quick, and it was the best time.
That's why.
And which Barbie did you take home?
None.
Because that's where all the
I was with my girlfriend at the time, so like I took her home.
was she Barbie or was she Jamie Lee
Respectable.
Curtis?
She would have been Jamie Lee Curtis in that one. She would have kicked my ass.
There she is, officer. Hot dog fingers. So, well, that's wonderful to hear. So, I was just talking to Jordan about this earlier. Sometimes these Halloween specials get a little hard to write because we've been doing them for so long. And so, what's good about having a new person on to the Halloween thing is we get to grill them a little bit. So, Jordan, I kind of want to split this in two. What was your favorite childhood memory for Halloween? And if we think of any, feel free.
Yeah.
And then as an adult, like 18 and up. So, what's your favorite childhood memory during Halloween?
Ooh, okay.
Was this back in Texas?
Yeah, this would have been back in Texas for anything. I remember
Flying.
it was Halloween season, and we had like a school sanctioned event that was also like part of the city and whatnot. So like it was, they have it up here. Somebody talked about it recently, where it's like trunk or treat like kind of situation. So it was a trunk or treat meetup, and it was really really cool. But they had a bunch of like games set up and everything throughout the school. And it was one of the things they had was an arm wrestling competition.
No way.
And I'm fresh. I'm
Classic.
sophomore me. And like if you look at sophomore me versus me now, you'd think they're two completely different people.
Why was he fat?
No, I was skin and bones, dude. I was lanky and just like had hips like Ginzu knives, like like anytime I had like a girl like try to sit on my lap, she was like, "You're literally too sharp. I cannot." I was like, "That's the wrong thing poking me." I
Hi-yo. Not the Howard Stern show. What's your favorite category? Quoting Versace.
Sheesh.
But no, yeah. So we did that, and I got second place. Like, and it was me and my boy Tyler Helms.
Shout out
Just
Tyler
going, just at it. We literally forcefully trying for 3 minutes. Like, and like that doesn't sound like a long time, but like if you've ever done an arm wrestling competition, forcefully holding for 3 minutes is a long time.
I'll tell you what. Someone did challenge me to an arm wrestling yesterday, and I said, "Dude, I just can't." Only because I recently saw the video of those two girls arm wrestling.
Where arm snaps.
I saw that.
Oh, no.
And I'm all like, "Nope, not for
thank
me."
You know, the only thing that gets me like blood and stuff like that doesn't really get me squeamish. It's when the body is in a way it's not supposed to, like someone's leg or like that lady's arm. She just like, and she's like, oh, like.
Are you the one who doesn't like?
I can't do.
Are you
that
the one who
shit.
doesn't like?
Yeah, neck. If you crack
like
your
it.
neck, dude,
See, for me,
kills me.
like
dude.
in horror movies and stuff, that's fine because I know my brain is practical effects and whatnot, so that really doesn't bother me.
real.
No, in movies I don't care. I'm
Yeah.
talking about in real life where it's like,
Oh, that's fair.
They
Someone's
just
family,
snap their kneecap
someone
and
family
that-
guys down the stairs.
Yeah.
They don't move.
Oh yeah, that's awful.
Eesh.
So what's your favorite child memory? 18 and up. You can
18
keep it
and
clean.
up?
Keep it clean, please.
Okay, I'm so sorry. But no, yeah. So favorite Halloween, I think probably just would have been that Mike Myers party. Like it was just like that was like just such a vibe because I just had like a whole moment to myself, and I was like, yeah, it was a good time. Because as you get older, you don't really do Halloween that
Yeah.
much anymore.
This is the extent of how much I'll do Halloween. I do this show and I pass out candy.
Yeah.
And I go to work in costume. And it's funny, they go, the girl in my department, she's like, how seriously do people do Halloween? I go, oh no, everybody does it. My boss doesn't because she's lame and only wears solid colored shirts, black or orange. She knows what I tell her about that. I go, no, we go out for Halloween. The employees at this organization go out.
There you go.
So, Shlomo, do you have any repressed Halloween memories that you remembered? You were talking about haunted houses, which I actually just watched a little video about the economics of haunted houses earlier today. I think because I'm a Catholic. So one of the Catholic schools, it was like a school attached to a church.
Mm-hmm.
They did a haunted house, and I'm all like, I think they let us run it. I have no recollection at all because I don't like haunted houses, and the school was all nasty. It's supposed to be repurposed at some point, but I have no idea. But I don't remember, because I don't want to, tread again on anything that we've discussed.
Yeah, growing up, I think I loved going trick or treat with my like siblings, especially my sister who's like only like a year and a half older. Because we'd hit the block, we go to like the neighbors, everybody around, and at the very end, because we obviously when you get old enough, you get the pillowcases, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna use little yellow buckets, orange buckets.
Yeah.
And we get home and hit the living room floor, dump everything out, and you kind of know like my brother Brian, he was a Reese's peanut butter cup guy. I liked more sweet than savory, so I'd be like, all right, let me get some Skittles. I'd be trading this,
Let
that,
me get
the
those
third.
Swedish fish, and I'll give you these York
Yes,
pepper.
hated
patties.
Swedish fish.
I
Like
love
dish those
Swedish
off.
fish.
I know like Jess or David would eat those. So I loved like the bargaining and like sort of bartering back and forth. And it's like, all right, for a king size, like you know what I'm saying, that's gonna cost you, you know, the ratio. So it was like early wheeling and dealing. And then growing up, obviously like the hijinks related, like my second oldest brother Brian, we had a 2-family house, and like to get up our stairs, it was like 20 steps from the street. It was like a long kind of like like cement, but it was going all the way up from the street.
Yeah.
And he would he would go out the front window where my sister's window was above the porch, which was under like there's like, you know, front room and then the porch.
Yeah.
And people would be walking up, and he would tie like a doll, like a baby doll, to a rope, and when they'd walk in, he'd just like throw it out, and it would come and hang. And scared the shit out of people. So like just sitting next to him watching people's reaction as a little kid was so funny.
I know once my dad, I think this is when we were living in the house we're living in now. I don't remember where it was. But we had an Adams family, we had an Uncle Fester mask.
Okay.
So he stuffed it with like t-shirts or whatever, and he put it like on like a broom or something. And then he put it up on the second floor and started throwing stuff out the window, try to get people's like our house, not from random people's houses, like attention. And then I think it was my cousin who got it, because it was just Uncle Fester was up there, up on the window, and she just looked. My father,
Just terrifying.
My father, he still likes scaring.
Well, that's the trick part of it, dude.
Yeah, we love the tricks.
I remember
We
I
love
think it was
tricks.
8th grade, because like once you get to a certain point, like you're a little too old to be trick or treating. And I remember like 8th grade, I was
last year.
I was Jackie Moon from Semi Pro.
Yes.
So I had the fro, I had the fit, and I remember like we met up with like some kids from like different middle schools and stuff. And
friends of ours.
you got shaving cream, you got like we were egging each other, we were throwing eggs at houses, like just being absolute degenerates. So that was a fun memory, because like you get to like not really party, because we weren't like drinking or doing anything like that, but just hanging out with like kids from other schools was always fun. And then honestly, my favorite, I guess, Halloween as an adult was 2 years ago. Vo had a gig up at the Anheuser-Busch factory, or the like
brewery,
distillery
or
up in it was where
It's
they
in New Hampshire, yeah.
Yeah, it's in New Hampshire. I want to say it's not Manchester, maybe Manchester.
It's very likely.
Nashville. It was somewhere up in New Hampshire.
Very likely you heard the story before, but go
And
ahead.
so we go up there, and I'm just like helping him, and just I didn't really have too much to do there. And so he plays a set in like a beer garden at their like, it was sort of like for the families of like the people that work there, and I guess the community. They had like a haunted house. They had like DJs playing in a beer garden. It was really cool. So obviously they gave us a bunch of free drinks, and then we were
walked
riding
home.
back, and we had a very magical ride back, and we get to Big Night Live, and Vo was opening for A Craze.
Oh, cool.
And so he does his set, comes back to the green room, things get a little more magical,
Okay.
and then we're sitting in the green room, and I remember watching there's a live feed of the show, and we're watching the DJ. Everything, the visuals, everything looks sick. I'm like, all right, dude, let's go out there. Like, you can just hear the boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
So I underestimated sort of the change of environment. And so we leave the green room, we go off to like in Big Night Live, you go down the hall, you go towards where the VIP section is, and it was sold out. So like we couldn't just go into a table. We were essentially where the walkway is before you go down to the dance floor. So we're kind of standing off to the side, like out of the way.
Yeah.
But people are coming and going, like a lot of, commotion.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just standing there trying not to like get in people's way. Keep in mind, Halloween, everyone's dressed up. And so I'm watching like people dressed as bananas, like just like dancing. I'm cracking up, having just like a hoot and hollering time. And all of a sudden I get bumped and I turn and this guy is just bleeding from his face. He's like blood all over him. And he's like trying to get to the dance floor. He's like arguing with the security next to me. I'm like, I'm kind of scared. I'm like, this guy needs medical attention. But then it clicked. I'm like, oh, that's makeup. It looks so real. Like whoever, I don't know, must have cost a ton of money to do it because I've seen like little here and there. This was like, it looked like his flesh was coming out. I got like for a moment, I got so scared, but then like started dying laughing. I'm like, oh my God.
That's cool.
And then the rest of the night was very funny. Just the absolute shenanigans. I remember our buddy Gianni pulls up. And I'm on the dance floor and he pulls up. He's wearing like a construction, like he just has a hard hat and like pretty much, I'm like, what, did you just get out of work? Like,
yeah, I was going to beat me to it.
It like wasn't his
costume.
Oh yeah, I guess it was his costume, but yeah, it was fun just dancing with him and like a couple of our buddies were like my buddy JQ was dressed as like I think it was Mr. Incredible with like the muscles and shit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, just being at Big Night Live and like, you know, as an adult, like I've done house parties, which we've been to a house party together over in Mission Hill, that was another fun day.
That was a very fun one. We can tell that story again if we want. But
I was DJing over there I think I was a surgeon that time, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. You're like, I paid for this.
Which is a side note. I say this every year, but like one of my favorite, easiest costumes is a surgeon, dude. You go to working gear, you get scrubs, which are mad comfortable. It's like,
scrubs
it's like pajamas you can wear.
Mm-hmm.
Scrubs,
as opposed to pajamas you can't wear.
Well, not in public, but I just like had a Mass Music logo printed, and I got like the bandana logo here, stethoscope, clipboard, done. I did that for so many parties, but that was another one. House parties are always fun, especially through college and everything.
Right.
You know, but nowadays, like as an older person, like we do this, and then like usually like last year I was working, like doing like running lights at the club.
Yeah.
In costume?
2 years ago I was at Icon. I was the surgeon again, so it's like comfortable. But it's so funny at a nightclub where it's like all night, you know, it's fun. It's a big night for partying. Mm-hmm. And then when the lights go on, you just see like
everyone's costumes
like people in absolute shambles. And then when you're leaving, you just see people waiting for Ubers dressed in costume. It's just like
so good.
It's one of the funniest things about the year. It's just about the holiday, in my opinion.
Agreed. Have a good night, everybody. Lights on, just standing there.
It's so funny.
Like ants under a rock.
That's the true zombies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I always think about this because I think we will talk about it, but Halloween's changed a lot. I think it's not just because we've gotten older. I think it has changed. One of my little favorite things that I'll never forget is just, and we do this every year, is, do you remember where I grew up? My first house before?
Southie, dude.
After that.
Oh.
But no, so basically I lived near an elementary school. Yeah, I lived near an elementary school. And I was very fortunate that whole area, tons and tons of families.
Okay.
Tons of families. And my thing, I would always go outside and look. You know, past 7 o'clock. It's still, at that time, it was still bright. Not like now, where it gets dark at 5:45. Mm-hmm. And I'm all like, when do we go? When do we go? When do we go? And because I never wanted to be the first one out. Because I would be like, oh, I'm not ready yet. Get the fuck out of here, you know, something like that. But no, when I would see at least like 3 groups walk by, I'm like, Mom, it's time.
Yep.
And it would be me. Usually it was just me and my siblings, and then it'd be me or like, you know, as I grew up. But it was mainly the 3 of us. I know my dad would go sometimes, so my aunt would go with us.
You were leader of the pack?
No, we were on this together. But
did you ever any scary houses in the neighborhood?
The ones with the Filipinos, yeah.
No,
what are they eating? No,
in QP, dude. Now they have completely renovated, but there was this one house. It was like 2 blocks away.
What was it near? Oh,
near
you?
Point. Yeah.
Main
Street, off of Main Street. If you remember Main.
Okay,
it's like the street adjacent or parallel to the one behind Point.
Right.
There was this house, dude, and in the driveway was like a milk truck, like, you know, like old like almost like a UPS, like
an old hood milk truck, right?
Yeah. Super old, never left the driveway, like flat tires. The yard was a rather big yard for the neighborhood, but like big bushes, and then in the yard would be like just like a bath, like scattered like just weird shit in the yard. Okay. The whole front was like overgrown. and like it was just like super darkly. It was like literally like a haunted house. And I remember as a kid, like for whatever reason, I don't think there was a light pole, but it was just the darkest part of that area.
Right.
And so I remember being as a little
that.
kid, like walking by and just being like, "Oh shit!" Like really, like genuinely scared of that house.
Little Shlomo. I shouldn't go
Never
in there.
trick or treated there. Just
And then
'cause,
Ryan
like,
pushes him into the gate and
Yeah.
everybody laughs.
Meanwhile, homie has like king size Hershey bars, and he's just like,
and just sitting in the
Why
thing,
would the
probably
kids
like,
come by?
Why?
Yeah.
Why is someone coming to get these?
I was gonna say we do have a spook house around where I live now, but it's not because it looks scary. It's because a baby was killed in it. Carbon
Oh my God.
monoxide. Carbon monoxide.
That's terrible, dude.
yeah, that's whew.
Every time I drive by with someone and they don't know, I go, "You see that house we just drove by? Yeah, baby died. A baby
you.
died in it. Oh yeah,
He said a baby died and started laughing.
baby. No, it's a baby died in that house. What
Dude,
happened?
back
Carbon
in
monoxide.
back in the 80s or 90s, like a few blocks away from where I live, there was a bar. It's now knocked down. There's like 6 condos, but there was this whole
don't
bar room.
say.
And when I grew up, like from a child all the way up until like 2015,
Mhm.
it was like boarded up, this bar. And I heard, rumblings that like this guy had left the bar and then he lived on that same street and like ended up going to fight with this girl, chopped her up and like threw her in a trash barrel. It's some just like crazy fucking story. So anytime I walked by that bar,
Get the heebie-jeebies,
that was another
right?
thing where I was like, oh, scary. Yeah,
Heebie-jeebies.
super scary.
Well, mine wasn't scary. It was just sad.
Yeah, it's terrible. Either way, it's terrible.
But I'm a Democrat, so that's totally fine. I'm joking.
Jeez.
I don't think we really had a spooky house that we were like really afraid of in my like neighborhoods or anything like that.
Yes,
I
you
think
did.
I think just Texas was just scary enough on its own. Like that was kind of just
In general,
terrifying.
yeah.
In general.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There's a scary place.
You go to the wrong residence.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
know.
With some,
In the wrong
I was gonna
house.
say there is a scary place in Texas. Have you ever been? It's called the Border. The Border. They got some real scary folks from insane asylums and prisons, murderers and criminals.
so many
Allegedly.
people.
That'd be a fun border-themed haunted house.
oh my God.
So
Sponsored by your local chapter of the GOP. So, I want to ask everyone. It would get people interested, and they would find a charity. It's probably some nonsense charity. But anyway, why do some people love Halloween and why other people really hate it? Because I was just thinking about I was shopping for something else that involved this costume. I had to buy another wig thing. Not
Yeah.
the wig, like a wig cap. Because I'm all like, I heard myself going, oh, I love Halloween. I love Halloween. But then you ask me about Christmas, I go, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. Best time of the year. But I'm all like, oh, I do love Halloween. Is it my top 5? I go, I don't, like scratching the top 5. I don't know. But I do love Halloween. The reason why I love Halloween is, the base thing. You get to be something that you're not. And you get to look different than you usually are. The kids love it. People have fun. It's a fun holiday. But, why do you guys think people love Halloween?
Dude, any excuse to have a party, I'm in favor for. Dressing up,
Very
I know.
valid.
I think for men, and I can't speak for all men, but I think most men, it's more of like, it's a task where it's like to put together an outfit, especially in college where people just like randomly throw shit together, myself included. Where it's like,
you don't say.
you get stressed where it's like, I don't know what I'm gonna be, and then like if you don't wear a costume, you're a loser.
You're a
You know what I
loser.
mean?
Loser.
Or if like you're something that nobody has any idea what the hell you are,
Mhm.
and you don't want to be like too generic, but you don't
Right.
want to be something too obscure.
What's generic in your eyes?
And like I remember
Like
one year it
Tone
was
Party.
like everybody was
What?
Freddie Mercury
Tone
or whatever.
parties.
Really, Freddie Mercury? I considered Freddie Mercury because
Well, no, like
you can
that
do a lot of
year
jokes
the
with
movie
that.
came out.
Oh yeah, Bohemian
Oh.
Rhapsody, or like with
Dude,
with
30 people.
Barbie and Oppenheimer coming out, and then a lot of people being Barbie
Lot
for
of
Halloween,
Barbies.
or
A lot of Jokers, a lot
Suicide
of
Squad.
Mandalorians, Jokers.
Well, Joker has become a classic.
Yeah, Joker's always going
No,
to be a
Joaquin
classic.
Phoenix Joker. Because
Yeah,
not this one, the one before that
Jared
one.
Leto.
Yeah. No, I mean, not Volia Deux, the original Joker that got nominated for several Oscars, and I'm sure this one will get nominated for a ton of
Ledger?
Razzies. No,
Oh,
this
the movie Joker.
2019
The movie,
Joker,
yeah.
and then Joker right now, which is Volia Deux with Lady Gaga, which
Wonderful courtroom drama.
I love seeing somebody that goes absolutely ham.
Oh yeah, like cosplayers for Halloween. Oh, they're set. They have like 17 cosplays they can already just bust out and just be whatever you want for Halloween. Like it's wonderful.
so long as they're not near other cosplayers, they'll be fine. Because weren't you this at Comic Con in 2019? Like, shut up.
God, shut up.
Shut up.
Jeez.
Some people really like my mom. It's her favorite
me to
holiday. Absolutely loves it.
I noticed
Like,
that when I rolled up
loves it,
to the studio.
It's her favorite thing to do too. Is like show people. Like I recently made a album on her phone because I've seen her a million times. Where like she'll meet something, like she'll be keep going. I'm like, I got you. Like put it all in one album. Then you can just.
What a good son.
Well, it just stems from going to parties and her like talking someone's ear off, and I see like, you have like when you're talking in a conversation. Let's say it's a 10-minute conversation, like 8 minutes of it spent looking for the photos. So I'm like, I got you. Like, let's put it all here. But yeah, she goes hard, dude. Like every year, it's always top tier. This year, she's gonna be an Oompa Loompa.
Ooh, nice.
Watch out for that orange. That orange takes a while to get out.
The new Wonka Oompa Loompa, or just
Probably
the
just an
classic?
OG classic.
No, she's
Yeah.
gonna be the Deep Roy Oompa Loompas from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, starring Johnny Depp.
The best one.
Augustus Gloop, Graven Bean Greedy, Nincompoop. Augustus Gloop.
That one was for the TikTok reels.
I always wanted to be,
Viral.
or at least do, is I remember watching Jackass, or some of those
I
films
do love Jackass.
where they essentially you get dressed up as an elderly person.
Oh, I would love that.
I low key always wanted to have like hair and makeup do like to make me into like a super old looking person, and then just do like a bunch of like run around,
crazy things that
Yeah.
old people wouldn't do.
just do the worm or something.
Mm-hmm. That does sound fun, actually.
Yeah.
It feels like
Watch
a lot of
this,
fun.
kids. Jordan,
So-
why do people love Halloween?
I think people love Halloween because it gives them gives them an opportunity to be something that they're not. I think that's something we've all expressed so far in the situation. But also agree with you in the fact that it's just a time to party. It's a good time, and then like the values of it change like as you go through time. I think I remember seeing a video a long time ago that was like Halloween as like a kid. Wonderful experience. Halloween as a teenager starts to die down. Technically, Halloween when in the college age, like technically that 18 to 22, technically dies in a sense.
Childhood wonder. That's what
Then
it's gone. Yeah.
the second that like 23 to 30, it is you're on it.
Yep.
And then after that, once you get like start a family and have kids, it just
Then
repeats
it's
the
fun
cycle.
where
It's
like
bad.
you go back with like seeing your kid get excited about it.
Why do people hate Halloween? Why do they not
It's
love
expensive, dude.
It's very expensive.
We were driving as a family. Someone had the 20-foot skeletons, and my father goes, those skeletons cost conservatively about $250 each conservatively. They got like 20 of them in there. I go, oh yeah. And then where do they store them?
Dude, that's the
whole
thing. That's my mom. Like, sitting there
they break down
driving,
pretty easy.
and she's like, "You see that thing there?" I didn't believe her. I thought she was bullshitting until we were at the store the other day. I'm like, "Oh shit!" There actually are like probably $500-$600. It's like, damn, son.
Those
But also on the
20-foot
flip side, I
skeletons.
love seeing people that like go like hard decorating their cribs.
I love that. Yeah,
Christmas as well, but like for Halloween,
it shows that they care.
yeah,
It does.
That we stand care, like caring about the holidays. Like those are like the main, like Christmas and Halloween are like the ones like, what are you gonna decorate for Valentine's Day?
No.
You decorate the
That'd be
bedroom
pretty sick.
That
and
would
afterwards
be cool.
only.
So just give Hallmark more money. So
Those bastards.
yeah, invented a holiday.
Well, I think the reason why some people don't like Halloween is because I was thinking about this Vine. Not the Vine. It's a TikTok now. I was thinking about this TikTok on the way here. This is mom. You guys might have seen it. Mom and baby. And she goes, we're Christian. We don't celebrate Halloween, but we do love to dress up. And a guy just cuts in, that's Halloween. You're literally celebrating Halloween. I think it's just like, though they're afraid of the occult and they're afraid of like, oh, I mustn't give in to the devil's night of Halloween. And I don't really know that many people personally who don't like Halloween. They're either apathetic and it's a day that happens and you got to participate, or they love it or they like it.
Could be a cultural thing too. Like
could
I don't
be.
think a lot of countries around the world celebrate it.
It's
like,
more of us. It's more of a U.S.
more
thing.
like an American thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think Canada does? Shadow Chimblins?
I'm gonna ask. I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do celebrate Halloween in a certain regard. Yeah.
So I think every country has its own like occult celebration thing.
Right.
Yep. Just south the border, they have a, almost Cinco de Mayo, sorry, Dia de los Muertos, a day to honor the dead.
Also, like Orthodox Jews, like they don't celebrate Halloween, but also like we have Purim, which is a similar. You dress up.
Like
As a costume,
they opt against celebrating Halloween, or it's not on the calendar.
It's just not part. Like Halloween
In
is
culture?
not part of the culture. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they have Purim. They don't really
Exactly,
need to,
yeah.
So for
The
the
Jewish Halloween.
for the Orthodox out there, you get 2 chances on that costume.
That's right, baby.
So it hurts a little less. Fellas, why else would someone hate? I think you were an answer, Jordan. Why do people hate Halloween?
People hate Halloween because it's expensive, and you go and try to party, and you see a beautiful girl in a cat costume, and you fumble the bag. That's
and you go home and look in the mirror.
You're just like
you're like dressed as like a pickle, or just like
you're
what
just
was
like,
I
wow,
thinking?
why did she talk to me?
Too real. I will say, I think some people might hate Halloween is like, say if you live in a rough part of town, you just constantly have teenagers egging your house, which I've
or teepeeing, dude. That was a
was
big
huge.
thing back in the day.
I've only been egged once. It was because we were the only minority in the neighborhood.
Really?
I think so. I didn't see any other ones, so when we moved in, we got egged.
Did y'all ever do forking?
In like
us
somebody's
for
yard?
Yeah. So it's where you go to like Walmart or Target or whatever, and you get like 100, 200 disposable forks, and then you go and you shove them in people's yards and you break the stems off of them. So it's just like inside their yard is just a bunch of plastic.
That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Mhm.
Did you allegedly or know anyone who did this?
I did know people who did a fork. Yes.
Oh, I thought
it was forking crazy. Let me tell you what.
that's terrible.
I didn't just tell the story for the pun.
Was
I
it
promise you.
Mischief Night? Is that the night before Halloween?
I think so. Mischief Knife is the
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was a big thing back
One of
in
our
the day.
episodes is called Cabbage Night. So
Yeah.
I think it's the third one. So we kind of already talked about this. How has your Halloween progressed in the last like couple decades or so? But I think what Jordan already said, and like how we interpret that is, for me, like you celebrate Halloween and then you have to deprogram from Halloween when you become an angsty teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say I got very fortunate because when I was in high school, my siblings still went trick-or-treating. And I don't know if I went with them or not, but I was also on the other half of high school. Watch out for that high school episode where we'll be wrapping up the series. I started getting invited to Halloween parties. So I was able to do that, and that's how I would spend my Halloweens. And then afterwards, college, that was the last one to really just like get it all out. It's kind of, you've moved beyond that. But now, I see my role now is, when you're a kid, you have that, I love it when so-and-so does Halloween. I'm now as an adult taking on that role on trying to make Halloween a special memory and time for the kids out there, because that's my job now.
Yeah.
I pass out the candy. I sit outside and I greet everyone, and I love doing it. Love doing it.
Hell yeah.
So that's
good
kind
time.
of,
It's a good
and
time.
then when and if I ever have children, and this is the tough part though, because my dad would take us out and my mom would pass out the candy. So they would never go out as a family because we did not trust leaving the bowl out, or we didn't trust dad giving out candy because
Dude.
he'd be Mr. Fistfuls.
The white crime of just taking fistfuls of candy when it says clearly just take one.
Yeah.
Dude, last year was so funny.
What did you do?
The first kid that came up, my mom, keep in mind, my mom was dressed to the nines.
What was she
Okay.
last year?
She was, what was she? Damn, it's gonna bother me. Fuck, I can't remember. I forget what she was. Long story short, she was like full on, like amped up, right? First kid she gives the candy to, these little kids, they walk away. They said something to the effect of like, they didn't give me the king size, like basically complaining, like that was lame.
Oh, you
She heard him. She
little
heard him.
turd.
And dude, she comes in like so upset, like genuinely upset. And I was like, yo, like it's this it obviously was a long night. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot more kids that were really happy and excited, but I could tell it bothered her.
Well, I've been to
Yeah.
the new Bow residence a couple of times. I'm all like, this is a nice neighborhood.
It is,
So
dude.
I
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if this was a king size part of town.
Well, dude, we also spent mad bread on candy.
Oh, yeah.
Give out like 4 or
Candy-
5 pieces here and there.
Yeah.
My mom does the goodie bags. That's when we've migrated.
That's actually
away
not a bad
from
idea.
Not a
Yeah.
bad
We
idea.
do that, so she gets like the pencils and like just candles. Not
you remember-
candles,
What?
candy.
She's giving out pencils.
Halloween pencils. Like they got like one. I don't even remember. Maybe those were like, oh shit, I
You be
forgot.
giving out pencils, bro? Come on.
With candy.
You need to
with
take over.
candy,
You need to take over, dude.
with candy. But no, we just do
what
that.
kind of candy?
Stuff that I would like.
A Laffy
because-
Taffy.
We do the varieties. I know we definitely do like the Hershey variety, the Mars variety, like a lot of fruitery variety. So it's always like a mix of like, it's just that we put this just so there's something for everybody.
I'm gonna stop by and see what the hell you guys are working with.
Well, I don't know what's gonna happen this year.
Pencils,
They have.
Dude, pencils are crazy. Pencils
There
are
were
great. I do think
calculators.
I've gotten pencils at sometimes before. I remember there was a dentist in the neighborhood at one time, and he did give out like toothbrushes for like Halloween. Like,
Well,
that's
to be fair,
100%,
dude,
yeah.
also like you're in school, and then like all of a sudden you're like, fuck, I don't know, and then all of a sudden you pull out of the bag like,
Halloween
oh, I got
pencil.
get the sharpener going real quick.
Oh
So yeah, actually not too bad.
Yeah,
but-
so-
Some of you triggered me because I think I made a memorable mistake. I actually don't remember if I brought this up on the show before. My birthday is in October, so for a couple years, I had a Halloween related birthday party.
That's pretty
So
fire.
Smart.
we would
Smart.
have before Shlomo and I were the best of friends. So we would have all the bros over. You
I
know,
never got the invite.
I go Brendan Maloney and
Nice, dude.
and who else? Steve Simons might have been invited once or twice. Kristen was invited. Jason was invited. Maybe Joey was invited. A lot of the old Akaweli crew. But no, we would have we wear costumes. I remember one year my mom went all out Oriental trading. She got a bunch of Jello molds and made like a Jello brain and just all
Ooh,
like
that's
Jello
cool.
hands and
That's
just
cool.
like all stuff like that. Because I'm all like,
Damn, dude.
it's hard for me to remember. My mom was really big into she always wanted me to have good parties growing up. And I forgot.
That's a good
I
parent,
forgot
dude.
about. I
Yeah.
forgot about that with my mom because she would have the goodie bags with like the pencils and like the erasers and the stickers. And then when I got old enough, we moved over to Olindy's instead.
That's fire, dude.
I
You just
forgot.
triggered a core
Love you,
memory.
Mom.
I remember when I was a little kid, we went over to my dad's cousin Eddie's place.
My cousin Eddie.
And,
Yeah,
cousin Eddie. And I remember it was the first time that I ever saw dry ice
Oh yeah,
in
dry
the
ice.
crib. I was like, I walk in, I was like, yo, I thought the Undertaker was gonna walk out. I was like, yo, what? And I never forget because we went down to their basement and they had I think it was at Stop and Shop or like Roach Brothers back in the day. They used to sell like not really popcorn chicken, but it was like
Yes.
but it was like a box of chicken like drummies, but the drumsticks were like this big. Like
Oh, okay.
very it must have been like baby now that I think
Were they-
it's terrible.
well, were they like
Yeah.
nuggets or were they like were they like
On
ground
the
up?
bone, but they were
Oh.
like this big.
Oh, okay.
Little quail. Little
Um,
quail.
I don't know. And I just remember grubbing the hell out of like these chicken fucking wings, and looking at the dry ice, and they were like, "Yo, don't stick your
Don't
hand." Yeah,
touch
Yeah,
it.
don't touch it.
I remember being mystified. Like, how is this working?
I still don't know.
It's magic.
I still don't. Yeah. Wow, that's a core memory.
I just remember, because you remember, you're not from here,
I'm not from
but
here.
we used to have iParty right near the old BK Lounge where Versace used to work, and that was the Halloween Central, and that's where we got our dry ice because my mom really wanted to go all out, and my father he bought the fog machine,
Yep.
the dry ice, and he bought this. I remember he bought this CD that had all the classic. Like Michael Myers and Nightmare on Elm Street and the Omen and all those classic horror movie
Classic
songs. And
Should I pump my
So-
haze machine
So-
in front of my crib this year?
Do
I have a
it.
haze machine.
Of course you do. So
And just get like some like orange
Yeah.
and orange
play
and
the
red
put
lights.
some speakers outside and then just play the Halloween theme.
Either that or
So if you did that, I would legitimately, I would. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I think I did throw away my Michael Myers costume, which is really unfortunate. There was a whole long story, but I would legitimately get another one, and I would just come camp outside your house and play it. And when people come,
we
and,
have
like,
bushes you could jump
yeah, I
out
would
of,
just
dude.
like sit in there and then just like walk and then just like creep the fuck out of some kids. Like that'd be so much
I'll
fun.
set up a camera and just go
Heck
viral.
yeah.
I was thinking about this because I was listening to. We'll leave it into that. So I have a nice little fun challenge for everybody. Can I hear some evil laughs?
Oh yeah.
You want to start from Mr. Actor?
Yeah, that's easy.
like kids are walking through a scary house and go, what was that noise? It's like a classic thing that could try to scare the kids. Evil laugh.
Okay, I don't want to blow the speaker.
I know. I'm thinking that too. I'm gonna go back. So I'm invoking Mr. Price. Shlomo,
I cannot wait to just zoom in on this. That
lean up.
was I can't top that, dude.
Oh, come on. We want to hear a
Got it.
Shlomo evil laugh.
You got it. I believe in you.
All right. Quiet on set.
Ooh. Get a little sensual at the end. Just to scare him, like, yo, what's about to happen?
Ooh, that's literally what Vincent Price would be like. He'd be like, oh, "Is someone coming around the corner?"
British accents definitely creep me out a little bit,
They do. They creep me out a lot.
especially in like a horror movie.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
How should Halloween be celebrated? Moving forward, or just in general, like if you were the dictator of America, which we may have the option to actually have, but if you were the Halloween dictator of America, how would you dictate? This is how the letter of the law, how Halloween must be celebrated.
Drunk.
Yeah, get lit, dude. Get absolutely lit.
Absolutely lit.
Get a little magical if you can. Pretty fun, dude. Honestly, yeah.
It's a good time. You can't argue.
It's a great tradition to have, but just enjoy it. I mean, I've said this many times. It's like throw a party. If you're not like,
Oh yeah.
if you're not invited to or you don't have any plans, throw a party with all your homies. Like I remember COVID. What was it? 2020 November.
How could you forget?
COVID
was the entire
I had a
year.
little house party. Like not that many people. Like maybe 10 people, 11 people.
I didn't go. I wasn't invited.
But yeah, it was just very casual, but like still had a good time. Like costume contest, which was great.
Who was I that year? I think I could have done good. I was the Yellow Vest protester.
I'm not sure. I remember Gianni. It was like there was a lot of couples at this thing.
Yeah.
And
Was everyone masked up?
well, like normally, like that you saw where everyone was wearing like great costumes, and I remember Gianni voted against his girl for his brother. He's like, "Yo, Seamus' costume's actually sick."
No.
Yeah, 'cause,
That's rude.
He was like the deciding vote. Like she would have won, he would have won. But I was like, honestly, like that's loyalty.
Was
right
he
there. That's loyalty.
McGillicuddy or what was Seamus? Because he was McGillicuddy on the show that
what
year.
the hell was he?
Let's call him.
No, he
He's
wasn't.
awake over there. In
wasn't.
Poland, they're awake.
But she was like Post Malone, I believe.
Oh, that's smart.
But like like went all the way, like
Yeah.
easily had the best costume.
She committed?
Yeah, I was a gorilla. I found a gorilla costume in my
And you were
attic.
scaring Puppy Scoob.
Yes, I literally was wrestling Scooby.
Because Scooby, was he a July baby or was he an August baby? I don't remember.
Scooby was born May 29th.
When did he become a beau? That's my question.
July 25th.
See, July, so he was like a couple months
Yes.
when he was running around.
But yeah, he did not like the gorilla costume. Because I went upstairs, like in the apartment. So I had the first floor, my mom had the second floor.
No Carlitos
So I
way?
go upstairs, get in my gorilla costume, and like, it was like my roommate, a couple people downstairs.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
party's just about to begin. And I open the door, just, and like I had the gloves and everything, and he like backed up and got really scared.
Scooby did?
Yeah, as a
Okay.
puppy. And he
Yeah.
started, and then I grabbed him, and he was like biting attacking me basically. He was like trying to kill me.
So want me to do any of this?
I beat my chest definitely. And I
That's
grabbed
too
him by the,
monkeyish.
like Mother Goose. I grabbed him as big, like the fat on his
The
neck.
scruff, the scruff.
And then he was like biting my hand. Yeah, we got into quite a tiff.
I saw a recent. I'm kind of leaning towards what this person said. Do you guys think there's a war on Halloween? Only because Christmas is encroaching even earlier. That's the big argument.
That is true. I did go to the store the other day at Target. I did already see Christmas stuff out.
August, it was out.
It
It was out in August.
Why do people like against Halloween or Christmas coming early?
I'm not against Christmas coming early, but it just like you don't need to put things on sale that early. Like let's just let things live as they live.
Fucking sale is this? You're complaining about getting a sale on something.
Well, it sounds to me that they're sailing. They're
world
getting
problem.
rid of
They
last
hit-
year's
well, hold
inventory.
on.
That's
We all
my
know
thing.
that they put stuff on sale after the holiday is over. That's the best time to buy Halloween. To buy Valentine's Day candy is the day after because they put everything.
Yeah,
50%
but then
on
you're getting
sale.
all this.
If there's any left.
That's fine. There's tons. It's like 1.2 million pounds of candy every single chocolate that goes left untouched every single year for Valentine's Day.
And Halloween Utz pretzels that are just going to be used for next year.
Yeah, exactly. Like they don't expire. They take 3 years to like expire. So
The reason I bring
You know
this
what? Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, you know what never expires, which are absolute
Bazooka
shit
Joe gum?
candies?
Bazooka
No.
Joe gum,
candy corn.
Candy corn.
Hate candy corn.
never liked
Shittiest
it.
candy of
Evil.
all time, dude.
Absolutely.
We went in whole diatribe in the first Halloween episode about
I
it.
hate candy.
I don't like it.
Whole
Not for me.
diatribe.
I'll eat like one though. Like if I'm like, all right, let me just try it, and every year I'm like, yeah, I remember why I hate
It's
it.
never good.
It tastes like
never
a
good.
candle. Like if you had a candle
Right.
wax and then just like colored it up and then like let me just eat some wax, dude.
But like if
Nasty.
you are designing like something like a Halloween like decoration or something, you're using candy for it.
It's
candy
aesthetically
corn,
very
it's
nice.
aesthetically very nice. Like
Right.
that's the one thing I'll give it.
Yeah.
My favorite candy-related
true.
quote from the very first Halloween special was, anytime I see freaking Twizzlers, I hear Seamus going, oh, do we have a for Twizzlers?
I fucking love Twizzlers.
Seamus goes, he goes, yo, someone ever asked me like to eat a tire, I imagine it would be like what a Twizzler would be. And then Shlomo
Seamus
was
is on site.
Shlomo was going mad. It was all like, I remember being a kid and that like people congratulate you for doing something and they go, oh, let me give you some candy. They give you a Twizzler.
It's the worst, dude.
Twizzlers are good. I'm sorry. Okay, Twizzlers at least over Red Vines. Like at least like you can hate licorice, but like I'm taking Twizzlers over Red Vines any day of the week.
I do Twizzler over Swedish fish.
Oh no!
Oh.
No!
Are you just not a gummy candy person?
That plus I've told you this story when I was in high school. Probably around this time of the year, we got a bottle of Pinnacle Swedish fish flavored. Okay, and we're at the house party. Everything's good, and somebody had the grand idea of let's soak Swedish fish in
The Swedish
the
fish.
Swedish fish vodka.
Oh no.
Sounds great. We let it sit in a cup for like
Because it
15
makes
minutes.
sense.
And I remember going to eat it. Keep in mind, no chase or anything. I have it like as almost like a shot.
Yeah.
And I like take the shot. I'm like chewing on it, and it's like with the sugar and just like the sliminess, and also like my throat burn.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I threw up, or at least I was like, yo, I will never like it. Just ruined Swedish fish. For me.
Okay. Fair.
Forever.
Fair.
I'm like, ugh.
Well, you
I don't
know
like them
what?
to begin
Because
with
you're
either.
you're leaving the Swedish fish in the alcohol, which will burn it off. It'll make it slimy.
It was gross.
It'll
And-
alter the taste. It'll alter the color, and it just like a loogie down your throat.
And another thing too, you mentioned the gummy aspect. As somebody who now like I pay my own dental and all my stuff,
Mhm.
where it's like anything gummy that's like I used to love caramel. Like,
Oh, caramel's great.
Love it. Like oh my god, can't tell you how much I loved it as a child. But now it's like if
Well,
it
you're not
like,
allowed,
gets
or-
stuck in my because I have like my teeth are grooves and stuff.
Most
If
teeth
something
like
gets
that.
stuck in my teeth, and all I can think is like I'm gonna get a cavity immediately. Like then I'm thinking like oh this is gonna cost me. So yeah, anything gummy, although like Starburst where I can like suck pause. You know you could suck on it.
Pause. Continue.
That's something different. Where it's like a Swedish fish or like a Twizzler. You don't like, you know.
That's why it doesn't like.
There's no other
Laffy
way to
Taffy
say
either.
it. You don't suck on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like yeah, certain gummies not a fan.
If I were in charge of Halloween, here's what I'm thinking. Like, oh, so I bring up the war on Halloween, and you brought this up too, and I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I think if implemented in the correct way, it's fine, but I don't want it to be the thing that everybody does now. I see a lot of the millennials who've grown up ready to be the Halloween people. They got all the candy, they're excited, and they just have no kids just come, and they're so disappointed. I think one of the years I did it, like I only had a few. I was so disappointed. It was like it hurt. Like one, I wasted my time, but that joy is not being passed down. So one of the reasons why people say that they're not seeing a lot of kids around is because these puss-ass millennial parents, they're afraid to have their kids go around the neighborhood.
Stranger danger.
So
dude.
they all do. Instead, they find a day and they do trunk or treat. And you can go to a parking lot with like 20 people. You can go in people's disgusting trunks. Well, I have a disgusting trunk. You know trunk or treat, right?
Yeah, I know what trick or treating is.
Okay. So they go trunk or treat, and that's
In a
trick or
parking
treat.
lot?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, that's where they got to park the cars somewhere. So
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
So say they go to Quincy
What?
High. Say they go to Quincy High, and all the teachers, they bring up the cars, they open the trunks, and they deck out their trunks, and they put candy, and the kids come and they go, here you go, here you go, here you go. And some kids, they're encouraged to wear their costumes, but sometimes they don't. They just show up for the candy.
That's so stupid.
And that's why I think that's one of the theories out there why you don't see trick or treat, because they already have the candy. They're not going to do it anymore. So if we were to keep trunk or treat has
Gotta be
to.
sick whips, dude.
Oh,
Almost
yeah.
like a car meet.
Yo, yeah.
There's like two 12-inch subwoofers in there.
Little GT
Slamming
3000.
Monster Mash.
Boom, boom. if
That'd
we
be
were
pretty fire.
if we were to keep trick or treat, I think we'd have to have them kind of be like, you know how
Like a tailgate.
Yeah.
no, well, not like that. You know how like when you have a riot and the best way you can prevent the police from cracking down on the riot is breaking up and going all over because the police can handle a one group of 1,000. They can't handle 10 groups of 100, something like that. So for all the rioters out there who watch this show, now you know what to do. But no, like have smaller neighborhood based, just little small ones for like 1-2 hours, and then the trick or treating is the main
I think
thing.
you're complicating it, dude. It's like all you got to do is dress up, walk around your neighborhood. If the light is on, knock on the door.
That is the universal signal. Light
That's what-
on.
that's
Not
what
that
you have to do.
complicated.
That's what you have to do because some people they're afraid. Oh, what if all the child molesters are on the internet now? Like where are they in real life?
That's true. And also, like up to like what 7th, 8th grade, like you're probably gonna go with the kid, and then
Yeah.
after that, like if you get 7th, 8th grade up into high school, like that's the only time you mentioned earlier is like there's really nothing for you to do because
Yeah.
like you're too young to like actually party,
Right.
and you're too old to like go to people's houses and trick or treat.
Right.
Here's the thing: I'll always like even if you're like I don't care what age you are, if you're dressed up,
You can.
you're getting candy.
Yeah, I've
If you're
I've
like
embraced
14 and you're just wearing like a mask and sweatpants and stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
you're getting one piece.
Yeah.
that. No, they're already there.
You're getting one piece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's about the effort you put in.
Yes, it has to be. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? But then again, I feel bad. It's like, yo, I remember being at the age where like you don't want to seem like lame because like, oh, well, you went trick or treat. Like I remember that how it was. Like you should be like grown up to this point.
Mhm.
But then again, like I said, there's nothing else for you to do. Like, what are you gonna stay home and pass out candy with the little kids? Like, I remember being like, nah, I'm going out. Like,
Which why? Here's what I would do.
throw some eggs.
There's a whole reason why I was just thinking about this when I was having dinner. If I were to have like Halloween, if I right now have like, well, down the line, if I have like 3 kids and say like all the boys have kids or like my siblings have kids, here's what I would do, especially if Halloween was on a weekend. Right after school, they come over to my house or we'll pick a house and then there'll be some Halloween activities. You know, Charlie Brown will be on. They can do some nice fun stuff there. Make a whole day out of it. You know,
Yeah.
maybe do your homework and then around maybe 5 o'clock, we can put on some like, we can put on your costumes. We'll have pizza, and then we'll all go trick or treating as a group. I want to really just like let the kids all be kids. Like that's what I would personally do. I would have the after school party with the kids. So my kids and their friends. We'll have pizza. You know, maybe we'll make some nice little
Whole
delectables.
shindig, dude.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
put on Scary Godmother and all the Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors and all those, and then around when the time comes, we're all gonna go. You know. Shlomo and his 9 children and me and like my
right,
2.
dude.
They'll be all like, all right, go up there. Do you want us to go with you? No, we got it, Dad. And then, you know, trick or treat. And then old man crisscross. Well, not old man.
Dude, you know what I want to do eventually in life is revamp the haunted ship
You've been reacquainted with the
on the
haunted ship.
USS Salem, which I've recently
Been reacquainted
been
with.
been reacquainted with. There is a battleship, World War II, 1950, right after World War II, battleship docked in Quincy Point, Massachusetts. And when I was
This
growing
is
up,
news to me.
they had what was called the haunted ship.
I think
And
it's
you
the
could
last-
go essentially through the ship, and they would have it's like a haunted house, but on
Yeah.
like a battleship.
Oh, that's cool.
That was used during
Super
World War
dope.
II.
Years ago, there was a very small fire. It was contained, like it didn't get out of hand, but because of that,
Man,
the
Coke cracked
city
down.
of Quincy, the fire marshal, and then the company that was running it. Long story short,
Couldn't do it.
doesn't happen anymore, and it's a shame because that was one of like another core childhood memories. Like
Yeah, that
going
was
out-
like a point thing, a
Yeah.
Quincy thing.
and like I remember going to there's a place called Barrett's Haunted Mansion. It's out in it's kind of near where we are now. It's like maybe
Okay.
15
out.
20
It's
minutes
out.
away. Maybe Abington, I believe.
I don't know.
But that was cool. It was sort of like a early like date spot for like
Oh, okay.
middle school, like high school kind of thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, like the haunted ship was like the place to go,
Mhm.
and it doesn't happen anymore. So eventually, I'm gonna get some funding, and we're gonna get a company.
Get some grants. Get those
And-
grants.
And the thing is, Barrett's was scary to a T, but like I genuinely was terrified of the haunted ship, which means it was doing a good job.
Yeah.
So we're bringing it back.
I'll skin you alive, you little
TBD,
whore.
dude. TBD.
So I worked growing up through high school. I worked at a lot of haunted houses, and so nowadays they don't do it for me, and that's only just because like I've meticulously like I can walk through anyone and be like, okay, jump scares here, jump scares here, jump scares here.
Oh, you know.
And I just sit there. I'm generally like the front of the line. I cackle the entire time. I'm just cracking up laughing the entire time.
Oh, you would love it if I
Yeah.
went because I'm like, I can't.
Yes,
Dude,
we
the
got it.
chainsaw would always get me. I'd be like, oh, watch out.
Well, it's more so the noise. It's the surprise of the noise and
It's
the being
scary
chased.
shit, dude.
I don't like
So
it.
I know it's already like October 19th. We should try to like find a haunted house and just get some like GoPro rigs and then just like walk
go.
through.
Put it in front of
Yeah.
Antonio.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Barrett's is still in operation, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
they usually have the giant banner at the plaza. He's looking it up.
I'm going to look it up.
Yep. Right now.
Jordan, you become a parent. How are you going to do Halloween for your family?
I think I'll do a Halloween for my family. Because like I know how it was like working them. I'm going all out. Like I do eventually at one point want to be a homeowner. However, I don't know how that's gonna go when I get to the point of trying to buy a home.
It's not just you. It's everybody.
It's everyone. But yeah, no, I'm gonna try to buy a home, and I'm decking out. I'm doing a different theme every single year. Like I'm going to the nines with it.
Very good. Very good.
Yes.
I'm trying to think. So, every year for like 2 years, every year for 2 years, Mass Music Radio has a holiday party right before the Christmas and New Year's. And the first year was fantastic. The second year needed a little work. So we decided to change it up, and Shlomo or us, we throw a Halloween party. How would you like to throw your own little Halloween party? Like how would you do it? What's your vision?
So I mean, I guess like bobbing for apples, like witch's brew, do the dry ice, like for the
Bobbing
drink
for
thing.
apples is a classic.
You got to do it. You got to do it. So
You gotta
put
do
a
it.
razor blade in one of them, just for a little fun, a little kick. Like you just
like gushing, like, yo,
No, you just
I won.
you're just down the hall. You just hear JQ. Yo, well, JQ found the one.
So Jello shots, got to do those, but you do them like in the cool like test tube syringes ones. Like those
Yep.
are always a go to. My mom actually every single time we do a party, because my mom's a nurse, she does her Jello shots in syringes. So like 500 Jello shots
I
and
thought you were
just
That's fire.
just
I
like
thought you were gonna. I thought you
down
were gonna, I thought you were gonna say she was bringing home old blood from the hospital they don't need anymore.
No, not that, but however, is this incriminating? No, it's not. It's fine. There were times, not necessarily. I'm not saying my mom did this.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, what they would do is they would take
they may have
saline
done.
bags that were fixing to expire, and when they did like girls trips and whatnot, because they were nurses, and my mom is, and like all of her friends were allegedly IV access nurses, they would allegedly just IV access themselves on the trip, so they would just drink nonstop and then just hit themselves and saline
Bounce right
drip
back,
and bounce
dude.
right back.
What? They're just gonna throw them out?
Right, but now, and
Allegedly.
also I say that like this is a bad thing. They literally do this in Vegas. Like they
Yeah.
literally have the trucks that you can get like an IV drip on you just to like revigorate
I went to
yourself.
like a wellness center in Austin,
Mhm.
and like you can get all sorts of vitamins and whatever, with like
Mhm.
recovery stuff. I don't like needles, so I was like, I'm all set. But yeah, it's a big part of it where
Yeah.
it's like Vegas too, where it's like you can get oxygen, you can get like IV, where like if you're partying your ass off and you're like you're in shambles. I'm pretty sure at the airport you can do it too.
Mhm.
They also have
Um,
indoor glow in the dark mini golf.
That's pretty fire.
I do love mini golf.
I love mini
I haven't
golf.
played in a minute, dude.
We gotta go mini
Well,
golfing.
Oh, what's that spot? Putt Shack.
Putt check.
I went there a couple times. Yeah,
Seaport's
yeah.
fun. Yeah, it's a good time.
Kind of pricey, but a lot of fun.
Little pricey.
That's just
they
how the
also
Seaport is.
they also own the F1 arcade. That
I haven't been there yet. That
you need to
looks
go.
sick. Is it
I
fun?
can get us in. There.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, I can get us in.
If I were having a
Yeah.
Halloween party, here's what I would definitely do. I would definitely bring back the Jello molds of the brains.
Yeah.
We would have the costume contest, and we would annoy Shlomo by having only the Monster Mash on loop.
You have to have a
most
costume contest.
You have
dude.
to.
But
But
it would-
raise the stakes, and it has to be the prize has to be like pretty significant.
Whoever loses has to burn their costume outside.
Right now, right the second the concert is
No,
over,
yeah, we'll have like little fun little things. We'll do some.
and then you just get a box.
We'll play
dude.
a devious laugh. We'll play Jackbox games, but you can only do spooky answers instead of like Katy Perry naked
Jackbox
like last
is
time we were
fire,
doing.
yeah.
Yeah,
So they just dropped an After Dark version.
that's
So it's
what all the games are.
Straight 18 plus,
Ooh.
like actually 18 plus.
That's pretty
Well, I'll
fire.
remember to put that on my list for For the holiday party. Shlomo, if you're going to redo another Halloween party, what's it going to be like? We're going to break into your old home. We're going to tie up the current family.
I would love to go back to my old spot. No.
Take
at the
back
new
the
crib,
rock.
dude, we'd have a nice, I have a nice deck, and I bought a heat lamp. Haven't used it really at all, like maybe once or twice. So definitely the party would be indoor, outdoor. We'd have the heat lamp going. I see Scooby's over here doing a little dance in his dreams, which is hilarious. I'd have to dress him up as something, which would be,
He can be
he doesn't like anything on his head, so
he can be Comet from Full House.
That's true.
He doesn't have to change. He doesn't have to change. Just how he looks.
But, sort of a Shlomito classic Halloween party, costume contest, decent amount of food, all kinds of, beverages,
We love
party
beverages.
favors, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, you know what I would make, Shlomo?
What would you make?
I've seen this on the BuzzFeed content farm, like fun little DIY things. I'd probably make fingers where like you shave down the hot
I've
dogs
seen
and
those,
you cut them
yeah.
away, and then you have like the onion as the nail, like grow them a little bit,
That's a good one.
and then you can do like a redder barbecue sauce and be like bloody. That'd be fun.
I would have to go and find those freaking chicken wings, dude. Just for old time's sake.
I think Domino's has them.
No, I'm 99% sure it was at this place called Roach Brothers Supermarket. It wasn't a supermarket, it was a market.
Brothers.
They closed down in Quincy, though.
Did they?
They're gone.
There's that one
yeah.
in Downtown Crossing that exists.
Yeah.
Is it
When you
still
thi-
there?
also- yes, it is. And also, when you think about it, Roach Brothers for a grocery store
Terrible
is
name.
a horrible name.
It's the name of the people, the Roach family, the Roach brothers.
Yeah, but come on. Come up with something else.
Yeah, come on.
Roach.
Yeah, Roach Brothers.
do you guys prefer there's a lot of ways that you can do Halloween, because I was at Michael's earlier today and they got the Christmas stuff out. There are a lot of ways that you can do Christmas. Like there's a lot of ways you can do Halloween. Like which type of way do you prefer Halloween? Like scary Halloween, like blood and gore, or like silly, fun Halloween, like big
Fucking
inflatable.
scary, dude.
Yeah, scary blood and gore, 100%.
You gotta
Yeah.
get crazy with it.
I will say this, talking about the Christmas thing. I don't know if you saw this. Spirit now has the
Yes.
Halloween, and they have
Yes,
Spirit Christmas,
Spirit of Christmas.
as well.
Yes, I just heard about this.
So it's
CNBC
another
told
physical
me.
in-store shop where you can just buy stuff.
Well, think
Like,
about it. I mean, a lot of
They're-
those places,
they're
they'll
extending
sign
the
like a
lease.
6-month lease.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
extending
so,
the
like,
lease.
after, starting November, they're fucked. They're like,
yeah,
yo, we
100%.
got 2 more, several months left on this shit.
Yeah, make it
You
Christmas.
would it makes sense.
just flip
dude.
the signage and then just switch out the inventory.
Instead of that spooky ghost guy, it's Santa.
Yeah.
Well, that type of business is hard to sustain where it's like, because of Amazon and like just online
Oh no, Shlomo.
shopping.
Apparently not. CNBC just did a piece on how Spirit Halloween has become a retail juggernaut because they have a ton of leverage and they know they make a ton of money. So if they only do like the 4-month lease or quarter-year lease, a couple months, they never have a problem finding a place. All the old Christmas tree shops, before they become job lots here in Massachusetts, they're all Spirit Halloweens, like the one by the bridge with the
Yeah.
famous windmill. Famous windmill.
Well,
Famous
that's
windmill?
the thing too.
Spirit
It's
Halloween.
like there's certain types of businesses that like in a pinch, like if you need something, like I was recently I had to get literally the tripod that this camera's on right here, the monopod. Like I was in a pinch, I needed something like right away, and Amazon was like a day or two. I was like, I need this today.
You went to Spirit Halloween.
No, I went to this little like mom and pop shop in Hingham or Abington or whatever. Like
Hunt's?
recently, I went to Hunt's, dude.
Real quick, I want to, for anybody watching this, Hunt's is not a mom and pop shop. Hunt's is the oldest photography store in New England since 1889. Real quick.
Oh,
let's
so
back
it's a
that up.
corporation.
Family owned,
then.
though?
Yeah, I think family owned, but like it's like the oldest one in the country.
But yeah, so I popped in
shopping
there,
there.
and I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like boom, we got this. But in my head, I'm like, how much longer will this be here? Because also
Oh.
I was like, how much? I want to get an SD card, and it was like
Forever.
it
Hunt's
was like
will
a
never go anywhere.
256 like regular, and it was
Yeah.
just like way too. I'm like, I can get this on Amazon.
Well,
for
some
way
people
cheaper.
want their stuff now, and they want to hear from experts, and they want to meet a community. They're like, "Hey, what do you think of this new DSLR?"
The primary shop in Malden has an incredible print shop. You can get any if you're a good photographer and you got a good image you want blown up, any size,
Dude,
like they can do.
question: do they do like this type of
He's gonna shoot us.
printing?
Printing? Yeah, they do. You can develop film there. Oh God. Okay,
We're gonna do one. You ready?
Yep.
3, a 2, a 1. For those of you guys listening, I have a disposable camera, and I get them from CVS. And you know what? I'm fed up with CVS because you drop it off, and sometimes it'll be a week, sometimes it'll be 2 months. There's no there's
2
literally no.
months.
I've waited 2 months before where it's like they'll say, oh yeah, we'll call you. they never call you.
No.
You have to
gotta
like
go in
kind of
and
just
check
keep
every
checking
once
back.
in a while. Yeah.
So, but I've been looking for like a print shop where I can like be like, hey, here's the footage. Like, you know, even if it takes a week or two,
The
just like I like to
negatives.
know like this is where my footage is. Like,
Yeah.
And also a couple of times I'd send it to them. They usually give you a disc.
Yeah.
They've given me someone else's disc before.
You saw all the nudes, right?
No, just like some family. I remember it was like some family's like vacation, somebody's birthday.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so I got about 15 shots left on this.
Honey,
So
I
I'm
think we
gonna,
got
I'll
someone
check
else's-
that out. Do they do disposable
Yeah, they
stuff?
do disposables as well. Yeah, they should.
Fucking
Well,
right,
I'm sure
baby.
they did for a long
fire.
time, and then they
Yeah.
stopped, and then when it came back, they started doing it
Film
again.
film technically never went away, but I think with the like with TikTok blowing up and like the increase in social media, I think film definitely came back, which is weird when you think about it, like in a trend sense.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
no, I'm waiting for CDs and VCRs.
So there is actually
Do they? Oh, by the way, 'cause we're talking about VCRs. Do they convert old tapes into?
unknown on that one.
They
However,
should. That's a very big service.
However, there has been a push recently with the conversation again of owning physical media for things. Steam recently
What'd they
updated
do
their
now?
policy
What did they
where
do now?
when you purchase a game, they're like, "Hey, just so you know,
You
are not you are buying a license to a game. You are not physically actually buying the game. Like that is like on some games that are just essential
Scrams, dude.
licenses." Because like how it's been multiple times, like with I guess like the PT demo and like things that audience will recognize, Flappy Bird and like things like that. Like you don't own anything anymore. You have a
Subscribing
license
to it,
for
yeah.
it. Like, and so at any time, the company that's making it can just turn the servers off and your
Yeah.
game is gone. And if it's a game where like a lot of times nowadays now you're on like online connectivity, like you turn your game, it's a brick.
Yeah.
You spent $60 in years of your life playing a game that you can't play anymore.
That happens
That's
more
fun.
often than it does because that's exactly what it would be. Like, say you buy a video game and then like the company goes under and then the servers go under and they don't want to support it, so it's just gone. They don't reimburse you. They don't do anything. It's
Yeah.
just, that's why you gotta. Well, why I print all my photos, why I buy my albums, and why I like buying DVDs
Yeah, like imagine like if it
and
would suck-
physical books.
It would suck one day, like technically, like if Adobe servers, because Lightroom is entirely like, in the cloud.
Right.
Like I have all my physical copies of stuff, but just imagine like for people who don't, like just imagine one day if Lightroom servers turned off, boom, all of your photos gone, like in an instant.
I know.
Oh.
I get little nightmares. I go, what if like
That's
for
awful.
some
Yeah.
reason, for some reason, MMR Talks gets like deleted off of
Spotify shuts
like
down.
no, just everything. I go from season 3.5. I have from season 6 to from episode 6 to that point. I have on my old computer, but I'm all those other ones. Some will have to the pilot. So
Yeah.
that's what I worry about.
Damn.
So
Will exist in our memories
That's
forever.
why physical data is like so important.
Yeah,
we have
But
to.
luckily, it's just gotten
We must.
cheaper, so it's easier to hold on to.
that's true.
We
Yeah.
must. Recommendation. I am a kind of like, I'm like this with Christmas too. I like however you want to celebrate it. Like unless you're fucking lame and we don't do that. It's too related to the devil. We don't do that. But no, if you want to have a goofy Halloween where you and your husband are Raggedy Ann and your kids are a little
Raggedy Ann.
Raggedy Ann and
Raggedy
Raggedy Andy and the kids are dressed up as cotton balls, they go, well, because they came from outside of us. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. Or some people just want to have freaking Saw the house. Like, go right ahead. Like, I just want
Absolutely.
effort. I want a theme. I want to
Yeah.
be like, I love what they did, or
And some
I
good
don't like
food,
what
too.
I
Good
don't
food is
like
good.
what they did, but they put a lot of work into it.
Mm-hmm.
so hungry.
Let's list out some of those iconic Halloween medias. Film. Hey, we're just talking about the film, television, songs, specials.
There's
TV
no really
specials.
good songs, dude.
I was
Monster
working
Mash,
in
just
the
Thriller.
Halloween.
This
one
is
night.
Halloween.
On Ken Screen. So I always listen to the Marilyn Manson version and I go, didn't he get canceled? Didn't he
Yeah,
do
he did.
something?
100% he got canceled.
And then it came up again. He's like, oh, here's an update of Marilyn Manson. Like, oh, yeah. Sorry, it's the one I still listen to. I know I'm funding him, but I think Elfman owns it, so maybe he doesn't get any money. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
He's still getting paid.
Yeah, to an extent.
Like
So-
1/3 of a penny, pay those
Money's
legal
money,
fees.
But I mean,
dude.
okay, but that Monster Mash is a bop. Like, I would count the Scooby Doo theme song as a Halloween song because it is a
the OG.
yeah.
Where are you?
So the Halloween theme itself is a good and like especially like a trap version like
Yeah.
crushes it.
Let's see. When it comes to me, I brought this up. I gotta start watching these. Like, I love watching just like Halloween episodes of like sitcoms, like Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors. We don't have the
Classic.
so many, and they're still going. And you know what? So apparently, some of the newer ones have been good.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that some of the newer ones, because Do you know how Treehouse of Horror works, Lomo? Treehouse of Horror for the Simpsons it's their Halloween episodes where they can just write whatever the fuck they want to write. Like they did an episode
Like
one
random
year.
shit.
Yeah, it's just got to be scary. One year they just did a shot for shot telling of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, and then
remember that.
one year
Yeah,
they
I
got
read that.
abducted by aliens, and 1 year all the kids were being killed in the schools before it was cool, and they were being eaten by everybody. And then there was another one where Marge is actually got pregnant from Kang or Kodos, and Maggie's actually half alien. So they just get to write whatever they want. They can do parodies. They can just do the episode where the dolphins used to live on land because they're mammals, and then they took over the earth. Now the humans are back on the water.
There was one recently where they went 3D, right? Was that? Yeah,
there's
like a 3D
there's
Simpsons.
There's one of my favorite ones. It was like Homer like square, Homer cubed.
Yeah.
Where Homer goes into like 3D, but this is 90s 3D.
Oh yeah.
And then he like leaves, he gets sucked down a black hole, and he ends up in a street in LA, and it's just like real people, and it's just like 90s animated. So stuff like that. I know Frasier has some good Halloween specials. Let's see. Family Guy has some good ones. American Dad has really good ones.
Yes, they do.
South Park has good ones. I love
The Office has some good ones.
Office is
there's a
Halloween.
lot of good ones. So I just love
Love The
watching
Office.
those. I love watching those more than watching like a lot of the Halloween. Like I'll watch Hocus Pocus. I'll always watch
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus. But like
The Three Sisters.
Yeah.
yeah,
Three Sisters.
like
That's a classic,
Like Nightmare on
dude.
Elm Street 2. I'm like,
You guys
no.
ever been to Salem?
Yeah, multiple
Halloween?
times.
A couple
We
times.
shot the movie in Salem, so that was.
But for Halloween?
Yes, we did go, and it's a nightmare. It's absolute hell.
I
Yeah.
remember going back
Super
when it
touristy.
wasn't as poppin'. It was still like a local thing.
Yeah,
But then now it's like, please don't come here.
yeah. They're like,
People
please
travel
stop
from all
coming.
over the
all
country and shit.
over.
I remember back in Texas, I had this group of when I was working at restaurants. I had this group of ladies who came in, and they were just like, "Yeah, we rent an Airbnb out for 2 weeks." I'm like, "How much does that cost?" They're like, "About $10,000," and I'm like, "You're a joke."
Well, it's split between 5.
Damn.
It's $2,000. Oh, excuse me.
Still, you're a joke.
Yeah.
We're not even accounting for everything we're gonna do when we get there.
Exactly.
That is wild.
So
Any other iconic Halloween things out there for you, Shlomo?
Well,
Spooky,
Barrett's
scary,
Haunted Mansion,
scary.
dude. I'm looking at
Where
this.
is it?
18 plus physical contact.
hey, yo.
18 plus is like
October 30th. And then there's another 18 plus physical contact returns October 23rd.
Ooh.
Physical contact, they're going to rough you up.
Yeah,
dude.
they are. They are going to. rough you up.
I can't. Oh, I
18
hate
plus.
that.
So yeah, it's on a waiver.
I don't care if it's 18 plus touching. I don't want to be touched by
Grab your
strangers.
balls.
So, be like, listen, I've been single for a while, but I'm not that desperate to have physical touch.
Should we go there?
Whoa.
I'm so scared.
Like I said, some GoPros and just like face
Dude,
like
why not?
I'm down. I'm down 100% down.
Before we move on, lastly, I'm not a big horror guy. Shlomo, are you a big horror guy?
No, I like comedy.
Jordan, are you a horror guy?
I wasn't for a very long time, and then now I have grown into it.
Favorite subgenre of horror?
Ooh, favorite religious horror.
Ooh.
So
like the one that you're in? or-
like Rosemary's Baby,
Okay.
The Omen,
Rosemary's Baby, starring a Quincy resident, Ruth Gordon Ginsburg. Ruth Gordon. Tom Cook tried to tear down her amphitheater, and we stopped him.
what was it?
won an Oscar
what
for
was
that
the one with
role.
Sydney Sweeney recently? Immaculate.
Oh, I was gonna say You Before Me. Something like
Yeah, Immaculate was it was a really, really good movie. I met the director for that film. He was super, super nice. But
religious horror religious horror.
yeah, religious horror. And
Which-
then
Which one
just
scares
supernatural.
you?
So what scares me for horror movies? Surgical horror. Anything where like
Oh, like
listen, you can spill your guts out, you can like break bones, you explode, do whatever. The second you get into like surgical tools, like scalpels and like spread and like that kind of stuff, and like the surgeon like kind of thing,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's where I get grossed. I'm like, ugh.
So
Not
you
for
would
me
have
neither,
joined
yeah.
me. I've only walked out in 2 movies. I've walked out in The Vast of Night because it was boring and I didn't want to watch it anymore, and Human Centipede.
Human Centipede, I would classify as surgical horror. That was not a me movie.
Oh, you didn't watch
at
it?
all. No, I did watch it because I watched
whole thing?
Yes, I did watch the whole thing, but I'm like, ugh, nope.
I walked out when it's alive, and they're like,
Yeah. So, have y'all seen Terrifier?
Is that the guy with like?
Art the Clown? Yes.
I see him everywhere. Is that on that horror streaming thing? I
Shudder?
never see it anywhere.
I think the
You see
movies
him.
are on Shudder, but you can find Terrifier 1 and 2, and Terrifier 3 just came out in theaters.
Is this a recent thing?
Yeah, it's kind of blown up recently. The first one, very, very campy. The second one was like a lot of world building. The third one takes place during Halloween, during Christmas, actually. So, like, it's like...
That's fun.
Yeah, so
Good
it's...
commentary.
Yeah, it's very good commentary, and it's really fun, and it's gotten great reviews. And then I think they're already talking about doing Terrifier 4, so, and that should be the end of it. But it's...
End of the saga.
Yeah, end of the saga of Art the Clown.
So religious horror, and he hates surgical horror. What do I love? I love when it comes to I always have a big soft spot for zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Zombies
zombies.
are great.
Love zombies. Train to Busan, one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, so good.
Love Train to Busan. Not Last Train Out of New York. That's the American version.
Yes,
it's probably
correct.
starring The Rock or whatever.
So-
It's gonna be anti that.
To interject on that one real quick, I was sitting down with my mom one day, and I turned on Train to Busan because I heard about Train to Busan, and I was like, I turned it on, and I was watching the movie with my mom, and she was like, "Oh, like this is like subtitle is Korean. I'm not gonna like this. This is gonna be awful."
This is before the Korean
In-
cultural boom.
End of it, tears, crying.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, Jordan, that was so good. And I'm
It's
like, oh,
great.
yes. It's such
It's
a good movie.
Great. It's fantastic. And like, it's because I heard about it when I saw a YouTube video that says Train to Busan is the greatest zombie film of all time. I go, well, that's very presumptuous. Let's see what they say. And they went down through the whole like plot line, and then some time had passed and I'd forgotten. And then I go, oh, there it is on like Netflix or Prime. And we watched it. And I was just hooked.
Yeah.
Immediately. Because like zombie films are either going to be great or just fucking
Very bad.
Like
So-
The Girl with All the Gifts. Have you seen that one?
Yes, I have.
Awful. Sorry.
Yes.
Terrible. And it's got Glenn Close. I love Glenn Close. Terrible. I think there was then you'd have these run of the mill ones, like that Zack Snyder one. What's that one? Zombie Heist?
Yeah, where the
Zom-
Army of the Dead or something,
Yeah.
and then like the Heist of the Dead. Yeah.
Yeah. It's run of the mill. Where do you think Zombieland is run of the mill? I like Zombieland.
I like Zombieland.
I like Zombie
for a very specific reason.
It didn't need
besides
two. We
normal
didn't need
stuff.
double tap.
We didn't need double tap. So, but the fun thing is that so I'm from Garland, Texas, and if you know the movie, the first line is, "I'm in Garland, Texas right now," and you might think that it looks like this because of the zombie apocalypse. Nope, that's just Garland, Texas, and that's the greatest line to sum up Garland, Texas.
Shout out to Garland, Texas.
Shout out to Garland, Texas.
But no, I love zombie because you know what? It's always Romero, the Godfather zombies. He always had the zombies represent something else.
Yeah.
And it's always been a mirror on something else. Like famously Dawn of the Dead, the original one. James, you don't know James. Versace thought that the 2004, was that Zack Snyder?
Yes.
He thought that was the original, but no, there's one for the 80s, and that was a commentary on consumerism of the 1980s. And the first one, it was very pro mixing of the races because one of the heroes was a black guy. He was defending white people. And back in the day, like, oh, no, we mustn't have that. But no, I just remember Walking Dead was huge, so I'm always very big
I
on
watched that
zombies.
show for a little bit.
Yeah.
The Walking Dead.
Yep. Walking Dead.
I was always very big on zombies, and the other one that I do love Aliens.
Aliens are dope.
I love Aliens. Okay, the subgenre I don't like, and you can probably help me. The thing that I hate about horror, because I do know that it's not real. It's not real.
Right.
It's not real. I hate the torturing of innocent people.
Okay.
When people who aren't they're just because oh, he's trying to kill me. It's a cop. Wow, what do you mean? He just head gets cut off randomly. No, there's a movie like the Belko Experiment. Have you ever saw that movie?
I've seen the Belko Experiment.
No.
Something like that. You want to explain?
Good movie. People are trapped inside of an office building, and they are told, "Hey, all of you have every hour. You have to kill one person. If y'all don't kill one person, I will randomly kill one person.
No, it's I'll kill 5.
Kill 5 people. Yes, and when he says I'll kill 5 people, their heads explode randomly. So, and then the whole office building turns against each other and breaks into groups and tries to kill off each other.
Weakest link, yeah.
Until the last one remains.
Yes.
So stuff like
It's
that.
so fuckt up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very funny, but a great movie. I liked
Yeah.
it personally.
But yeah, I just don't like the torture and I hate home invasion movies.
Home Invasion, The Strangers.
I hated the
I hate home invasion movies because you're supposed to feel safe in your home.
You guys
And
remember
then-
Paranormal Activity?
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah,
That's where in the crib, Mika, is it Mika or what a dude? Yo, I remember seeing that as a youth and just being terrified.
I'm gonna say something real bold right now. I don't like Paranormal Activity. And the only reason I don't like Paranormal Activity is because the amount of success that it gave Jason Blum and turned Blumhouse into the monopoly on horror that it is today, because it's so hit or miss for them. And like they are still like legitimately, I think if you run the numbers, the amount of profit that Blumhouse made off of the first Paranormal Activity.
The second one was whack, but the first one was like,
which was only made on like a $9,000 budget, by the way.
Yeah.
So
the
amount of money that all the Blumhouse projects have put in for all of their films has yet to exceed the amount that they've earned off that first movie.
I was talking to someone about the original Paranormal Activity. I was telling them
wild
how brilliant that marketing was.
Oh yeah,
for the
genius.
Shlomo, do you remember it? I'm just going to say for those who don't know. So for the kids who are listening, but they're not supposed to, there was a movie called Paranormal Activity. It came out, we were probably like 12 to 14 years old. And the whole marketing was, you can't see it. You can't see this movie because it has been deemed too scary for your movie theater. So you're going to call your movie theater.
I was like,
you're going to call your movie theater and request Paranormal Activity. And I remember, I never ever forgot that. And they would, do you remember what they would do? They would show, this is what it looks like seeing this scary movie. And they had like the night vision people. And stuff like that. Like, hey, you can't see this movie. Call, request your movie. They probably already had it was already coming anyway, because I'm probably sure they wanted to fill up some, Halloween, but brilliant. Brilliant marketing. I've never forgotten it. That, The Purge,
Blair Witch,
the Lego movie, the original Purge.
The original Purge was a really, really good one.
Well, the marketing wise, because I talked about this we did a marketing episode earlier this year where I said, it was just random, it was like an ad on Facebook. Are you ready for The Purge? What the hell are you talking about? They didn't say what it was. They didn't say that it was a movie. That whole website, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, like The Purge, for example. A lot of killing it people, like innocent people, like me no like.
Yeah. I think anytime where it's like sort of based on a true story, like that shit low key kind of scares me. Like this should obviously they dramatize stuff, but anytime it's like I think Paranormal Activity were like, oh, this is based on it. Like I remember thinking like, oh fuck, this could happen to me. You know what I mean? So
well, that was the big that
creates that little like element of terror.
Yeah.
Like you said, where it's like, this is like, you're supposed to be safe in the house. Like this could happen in my house. So,
that was the big draw for Blair Witch, because the way they marketed that cost like $300 to make. It was an easy thing to make. One of the most successful movies of that year. And they go, oh, these are real people. And they, because it's the grandfather of found footage films.
Yep.
I've never seen Blair Witch. I just know from The Office where Michael's like, I'm so scared.
Yeah, you really watch the Blair Witch. The way they marketed it was such a genius tactic.
When people don't label their personal foods.
Yeah.
So do you have any other subgenres of horror that you like and don't like?
Just the paranormal.
Like Supernatural?
I'm not a fan of the clown shit, dude.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Terrifier.
It doesn't scratch that itch for me.
It has just become a meme now, so it's not.
Yeah, truly.
Like the new ones, I liked them, but it really was just a bunch of atmosphere and jump scares.
It Chapter 1, so good. It Chapter 2, let down.
Didn't see it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we're talking about I'm talking about that classic. So we're actually going to wrap things up. So we're cutting this, but we'll save it for next year because that'll be a lot of fun. So I want to leave everyone today. Quick question for you. A little fun question for you. That's Halloween. What discontinued candy would you want to give out on Halloween?
Ooh.
Discontinued.
Do they still have toxic sludge?
What, dude?
If I don't see it on the shelves, well, what's toxic sludge?
It's like it literally it comes in a canister that looks like a barrel of noxious like gamma radiation stuff, and it's like the sourest shit on the planet.
You want to talk about the sour shit on the planet?
It was like warheads.
I would bring back motherfucking warheads.
Warheads.
They still exist.
Where that?
Hard to
all right.
find.
You go to a
right
candy
now,
shop.
where are you gonna go to get a warhead?
The mall. They have that candy store in the mall with all the exotic candies from all around the world.
Never heard of it.
Five Below. Check there.
Lockheed Martin.
Five Below.
Five Below. I love Five Below.
They have warheads.
I'd say 70% chance.
What, from 1998 there,
No,
dude?
they still have them because they're soda, they're gummies.
I don't think there's ever been a place to get them.
All right,
in my whole life, other than Blockbuster. I remember they had them at Blockbuster.
Well, Shlomo's got a birthday in a couple months, so I'll know what I'll do.
Yeah,
and
give me a warhead.
I'll provide the receipt with where it came from.
Can you imagine eating a warhead now?
You probably can.
I don't think I could, dude.
No, I don't like that sour. And
that would wreck my stomach, dude.
Mine's not too crazy. Mine's not nasty like all y'all's with toxic and warheads and horror. I loved this when they were around, but they're not around anymore. They just didn't click. Hershey's s'mores.
Hershey's more. You don't like s'more? The Hershey's s'more ones?
What are you talking about?
No, they're gone. They've been gone for over
I'm thinking of
nearly
cookies
20
and
years.
cream, dude.
No,
Yeah.
Hershey's s'mores. Hershey's the company. It wasn't like a Hershey bar with like s'mores flavor.
Cookies and cream are
So good.
fire.
So shout out to my sister who I stole her cookies and cream bar from, and she got really mad at me that one time.
Yesterday.
So you're gonna listen to
Those
that.
are
I'm gonna send her
so
that clip
gas.
just that.
They're so gas. I would be mad at you too, dude. Those,
Yeah,
those are
100%.
high ticket
Bro, she didn't talk to me
items
for
right
a
there.
month.
That's the thing. Nobody gives those out, and it's like, if, like I said back in the early part of this episode, if I'm trading things and I have a full cookies and cream bar,
That's staying with me.
that's worth gold, dude.
Yeah,
like
100%.
that's like
They
half
only
your
come in
bag.
like there was a couple like rectangles like that.
No, they make little individual joints.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Hershey s'mores, they look like this. So basically,
Let me see.
thin graham cracker, big nougaty marshmallow,
Let me see.
and a coating of chocolat.
Oh, vaguely remember those, dude.
Yes, I do. I do remember that.
Bring them back, I declare it. Either that or the old Wonka bars from when Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory came out, or I think it was LeBron. LeBron James had pink lemonade Hubba Bubba.
Okay.
Okay,
I bring that stuff back. So
that sounds good.
just keep looking up your discontinued candies. So before we go, does anyone have any recommendations, Halloween recommendations for the folks out there? Next year, your film's coming out.
Yeah, next year my film's coming out. I also want to recommend, I do have a friend of mine who is doing a production of Tartuffe at the Hub Theater Company of Boston, and it's from November 9th to November 24th, and tickets are pay as you can. You just pay whatever you want and you go, but if you've never seen Tartuffe, it's a wonderful play. Highly recommend it. So yeah, go check that out. That's it.
That's how New York museums are like. Pay what you like.
Yeah.
Pay what you can afford. Some Halloween recommendations?
I would like to recommend, it's not necessarily Halloween, but go see a comedy show.
Comedy shows are great.
I went to one on Friday. I saw Matt McCusker at the Wilbur, and I think people just need to laugh, man. Life is tough, whether you're working, you got
We
all
laughed on
kinds
this
of things
episode.
going on. Go see a comedy show. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, the Boston is a hub, low key for comedy, which is great.
Mhm.
So if you're in the Boston area, go see a comedy show. You could do it at the Wilbur. You could go to even a smaller spot. I know Nick's Comedy Stop at Icon and Venue is like sort of like a legendary production. And then I think it's Laugh Boston, North End.
I think so.
There's several comedy scenes in Boston, but wherever you are listening, go see a comedy show.
So what I would like to recommend is obviously go check out the origins of this costume. Go check out Tommy Wiseau's The Room. Fantastic film. I think I borrowed it from the library, and maybe you can too. Friend of the library over here. Something I would want to recommend. I found this 3-hour-long video on YouTube where someone basically just DVR'd live television from like 6 to 9 o'clock. I think it must have been a place in Canada, but basically it was Cartoon Network in Canada, I think. And they played some cartoons I didn't care about, and they also played Scary Godmother.
Oh, good
so
movie.
go check out the Scary Godmother, the duology. There's 1 and 2, the original and the Revenge of Jimmy. And on top of that, I love this. They had the commercials on there too.
Yeah. Oh,
So
nice.
commercials from over 20 years ago. You can still watch them. Some of the other cartoons on there, never heard of them. I never saw this. This must not have been an American cartoon. So those are my 2 recommendations. And before we go, anybody got anything coming up? Any promotions they want to bring forth?
I tend to lead mine already, so I'm good.
Tomo, anything coming out? Except for the live version of this, we're dropping the audio first, and then a couple days before Halloween, we're dropping the video version. So
Just more production. I mean, I do it every week, but more production. Follow Mass Music Radio on YouTube, and you'll see this episode. You'll see all kinds of DJ sets. And yeah, man, stay tuned for that.
It's not lit.
on Tuesday,
My mom was like, do not. Because I told her, like, I got a stogie. She's like, you better not. I go, what do you got against cigar smoke? She's like, you better not. It's going to stink up. Like, she hates, like, our neighbor, Big John. Shout out to Big John. He would smoke stogies on the, like, porch, like, front porch next door.
Yeah.
And she would always be like, ugh. Because it kind of reeks up the
does.
whole vicinity of wherever you're
it
smoking.
it does.
But she specifically was like, do not smoke that down there. I was like, I'm like, it's a cute.
I thought you were going to say,
don't worry about it.
I can smoke my stogie wherever I want. I don't need to hide like you.
Oh my God. Shout out to Schwarzenegger one time.
Yes. November 5th.
Yes,
November
sir.
5th. The Mass Music Crew is live on the air from 7 to 11 covering the 2024 presidential election. We hope to have some results that night. And go to vote.gov to help you with all your voting needs. And if you're in line, make sure you stay in line. And we return to our regular programming after the election. We already got some episodes lined up for you. Well, everybody, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here as always.
Glad to hold on to that costume forever. Shlomo,
Yep.
thank you for getting the good old Halloween together.
It's always a pleasure.
We got to make sure we have you back because, once you do a special, you're always welcome back.
Wonderful.
And thank you all for watching. Make sure you check those candies. Make sure you don't take them edibles. And we'll see you guys next time. Shlomo.